Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Audio Roast Podcast. I, of course, am your host, Jared Isaacs. How is everybody doing out there today? I hope that everything is doing good, working good, all that kind of stuff. Let me make this a little adjustment here. I'm flying solo today, so this is a little bit weird. This is I've been kind of spoiled the last few weeks, so hopefully everything is going to stay under control. We've got a fun show for you guys today. We're doing some year in review kind of stuff, so it should be a good time. So hopefully everything looks good and sounds good. If not, please do let me know. As I'm flying solo, Joshua has other stuff going on tonight, so he was not able to make it in the studio with me. So it's all just me and you. You got it? Just us. So yeah, thanks for joining us. And let's go ahead and kick things off here. Let's see if I can remember all the buttons to push and see how smoothly I can do it all tonight. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into things and see what's up first. Don't forget that we can be viewed as we live stream right now on YouTube or on Facebook. So whichever is easier for you, just feel free to search for the Audio Roast Podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And also be sure to check out audio-only episodes, which you can find on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, and Podbean. And now also iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Alexa, like everywhere you get your podcast. And of course, as always, if you have any game suggestions or show topic ideas, or if you would like to be a guest or nominate somebody to be a guest, feel free to send us an email at theaudioroastpodcast@gmail.com. If you're watching tonight, please do watch our live stream. Do not start a watch party. Here's why. It's just you guys won't be able to interact with us. We can't see what you're doing, and the more the better. So yeah, no watch parties. Just join us. Share this live stream to your page if you would. It really does help spread the word. Also, if you can give us a thumbs up or a heart or any kind of reaction, that would be awesome as well. So let's see here. Be sure to check out playlists available at the end of most of our episodes. No playlist today, unfortunately, as we're not playing games or anything like that, so we're not featuring any certain topic. So no playlist today, but we do have playlists that are from the past episodes and stuff, and if you haven't yet checked them out, please do. Just go to either Spotify or iTunes and search for the Audio Roast Podcast, and you'll find our playlist there. So let's see what we've got next. Let's go ahead and recap what we did last week. Last week, we determined what in our humble opinions was the best Christmas Carol of all time. And let's just say it was a doozy. There were some obvious choices that were, they were never going to go anywhere. And there were some that were neck and neck for quite some time. But if you want to see what ended up on top, you'll have to tune in to last week's episode. If you want to, you can fast forward to the end. But why would you do that? We provide you all kinds of entertainment, so don't do it. All right, so let's see here. More people joining in. Hello there, Jules. Chris says, got to get my coffee pot going. Yes, absolutely. Same here. I just barely finished mine in time, so I'm trying to get hype, yo. Let's see here. Next week, we're going to kick off 2021 with the Screen Queens edition. We'll have Kristen Denar and Cassandra Carson will be joining us right here in the studio, and we're going to be talking all things about female-fronted bands. So tune into that. It's going to be an awesome show. I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a good time. But today, we're going to be doing, like I said, a year in review, kind of an overall recap of what we've done so far this year. It should be a good time. This is officially our 32nd episode, but if you remember last week, I think it was, we did 2 episodes. We gave you a bonus episode. So, if you missed it, go back and check it out. If you missed any past episodes, please go back and check it out. There's a lot of good stuff there. So that's what we're doing today. Got to be the bearer of bad news here. With all the Christmas stuff and holiday whatnots, I did not get a chance to get to the 7 songs in 7 days. I was out of town for most of this week. So we will just take what we had and move it to next week, and it'll all be good. So we'll blame the producer since he's not here. So that's what we'll go with. We're going to take a quick break and come right back. So stay tuned. Stick around. Be sure, like I said, to share this on your page. Give us a thumbs up. and get your cup of coffee going. We're in for a doozy tonight, so stick around. The Dirty Saints, Thursday, December 31st, New Year's Eve at the Riff. It's an all-ages show from 7:30 to 12:30. $20 at the door, and it's going to be a good time. We're gonna pull out all the stops. Sunset Production putting on all of the lighting and visual needs for your New Year's Day. Oh, yeah. So we are back. Let's see what we've got here. Chris Hankins says, do we get our money back since no 7 and 7? No. The refunds have been lost in the mail. Yes, I too am looking forward to 2021. What a freaking year we've had with 2020. Am I right? My goodness, full of ups and downs and twists and turns. It's getting crazy out there, y'all. It is getting crazy. I don't know. Let me. I've got some notes here. We'll see how well I do with my notes. Like I said, I've got help now, so I've been coasting the last few episodes and not having to worry about as much. So this feels really weird. So bear with me. But we'll go ahead and jump into whatever we might have next. I don't know. We'll see. Be sure to go to YouTube. That's what we got next. Search for the Audio Roast Podcast, and be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell to stay tuned to all of our future notifications and content. Yes, that peppermint mocha is amazing, Jules. It's good stuff. So we got some good news here. As you know, the last almost month or so, we've been talking about how we've teamed up with Crosslines to raise money to be able to give to them to provide toys for kids for Christmas or meals for families at Christmas, all this kind of stuff. You know, they do work all year round for our area. And so I've asked you guys to help me raise some money to be able to donate to them. And it's awesome to know that we raised $235 that was given to Crosslines. So thank you to everybody who was able to pitch in and contribute to that. It was really awesome to be able to do that on your behalf, on our behalf, everybody. So thank you very much for that. And we'll definitely keep that tradition going here on the Audio Roast Podcast with Crosslines. So good stuff, man. Proud of everybody for sharing or pitching in, doing all that you could do. It means a lot to me, man. All right. Let's see what we've got next here. Let us go to the comments. All right. Well, in the meantime, I've got my sound effects loading up because I totally forgot to do that before the show. So yeah. Let's see here what everybody's talking about. Elkie says January 3rd. Did I put the date wrong or something probably on the flyer? Who knows? It's entirely possible. So let's see what we've got here. I just want to say too, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of video clips and stuff, kind of looking back on things and whatnot. And so I would like to hear, before we get started on all that craziness, for those of you watching with us right now, in the comments, please let me know what was the first episode of the Audio Roast Podcast that you tuned in for. Now, I know, you know, you might have started on this episode and you might have skipped 1 or 2 or 3, you know, down the road and come back, that kind of thing. But what was the very first episode that you ever caught of the Audio Roast Podcast? I would love to know. So, yes, let's see what you guys have to say. Elkie says, congratulations on donations to Crossline. Absolutely. Thanks. It's not congratulations to me. It's congratulations to everybody. We've all done it. We've all come together and we've made a big difference to our community. Bear in mind that Tom Faulkner, the guy that is the director of Crosslines, who came and talked with us, keep in mind, he mentioned to us that $5, just a $5 donation, if it was spread across feeding families, would feed 12 people for $5, and we raised $235. So there's no donation too big or too small. You guys were amazing for that, so I can't say thank you enough. Elke says, no, not wrong date, January 3rd. Excited for the guest. Absolutely same here. I'm very looking forward to that. So it's going to be a good time. I'm looking forward to getting to know Cassandra, and Kristen's always a good time. So looking forward to that one for sure. Deb Klein says, the one with Death May Die, the very first one. Yes, thank you, Deb. I appreciate that very much. You are a day oneer. So yeah, I know that there's several that have been around since day one. Let me continue to try and get this loaded up here in the background. But yeah, it's what's funny about that first episode, of course, and I've said it, I feel like 100 times, and I don't want to keep saying it again and again and again, but obviously I was new to the game, trying to figure out, how to get around copyrights, how to get around all this, and do a music-based podcast, and stay in the lanes kind of thing. And so on that first episode, obviously I wasn't able to stay in my lane, and we got totally just our live stream stopped midstream, and so it just kind of messed things up. So I think what I'm gonna do is I will probably re-air that first episode on our 1-year anniversary next year. Either that or I'll put it on Patreon. So and let me tell you, it was a good first episode. It was a lot of fun. It's really cool to go back and see where we are now, and then go back on the first episode and see the growth. There's a lot of bones to the show that were very visible back then. Ideas that weren't fully fleshed out, that kind of stuff. So it's a good time to see how we started and where we ended up. So good stuff, man. Christopher says, first episode I tuned into was a long while ago when my ex was on the show for the first time. Who is your ex, Christopher? I'm the worst about putting names on Facebook with faces in real life and people that are together. I'm the worst at trying to keep all that straight. So you'll have to spell it out for me. Elke says, all were the best. Well, awesome. Julie says, episode 20 was her first live local music photography. Well, awesome. That's a great episode to jump in on. It was a different perspective from what we normally do, having people that don't perform on stage but perform off stage, up onto the on the side of the stage and in front of the stage kind of thing. So yeah, Christopher, gotcha. Very cool. Stacey Haney, how's it going, my man? Number 2 for him. So that was the, well, I won't spoil it. We might play some games later. We'll see. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we've got next here. Yep. So as you know, I this is something I really enjoy doing. I love doing. I have a passion for doing this. I'll be the first to admit I'm not the best. I'm not the greatest. I will get better. I am getting better. I have gotten better. But it's not been without hiccups along the way. And honestly, I take it all in stride. It's all been fun. Anytime I hit a wrong button, or the sound effects don't work, or the graphics aren't great, or something just goes awry, to me, to really pull the veil back, to pull the curtain back, if you will, the hardest part of the show for me to do is the open, where I stand up and it's just me and a camera, like it is right now, and there's nobody, no mics on in the room, no nothing. It's just me and you. It feels very vulnerable to me, and that's something I'm still trying to get comfortable with, as you can tell right now. But so one episode that was really fun was being able to have somebody else stand in for me and do the intro for me. You might say he was my stunt double. But yeah, we've been compared before. I can't tell you how many times I've been out at a bar or something, and somebody will tap me on the shoulder, and I turn around and they're like, "Hey, oh, I thought you were Drew Biney." So needless to say, I am not Drew Biney, and Drew Biney is not me. But when we had him here for the Pop from 1990 episode, we had this big scheme, this great plan for doing the intro to where it would be fun for him and it would take some pressure off of me. So I want to go ahead and show just a little bit of that right now. So let's check it out. Well, hello there, everybody. How's it going? I'm your host, Jared Isaacs. Welcome to another episode of the Audio Roast Podcast. How is everybody doing out there today? I hope you had a fantastic week and are ready to have a fantastic weekend. Yes, indeed. As you can see, I've got my coffee here. I'm feeling very energized. Yeah, that was good stuff. Drinking a little Back in Black here from Classic Rock Coffee. And yeah, I think we've got a lot to pack it up, pack it in today's episode. So we're going to jump right into it. Yeah, so it was one of those things. It was just something fun to do, something fun to try. He was like, "Oh yeah, no, I'll mime the whole thing," and he didn't realize it was like a 5-10 minute segment, and he was just like, "Oh," so he was just like sitting here drinking his coffee, hardly even moving his mouth. It was a good time. So yeah, let's keep going here. I've got a little something before we actually let me slow down here. I'm getting ahead of myself. I would like to now hear. I've heard from a couple of you what your first episode was when you first checked out the audio roast. Now I would like to know what have and this is not we won't get political with this. It's not about that. It's just we're having a good time, man. What were some of your favorite guests that you've seen here on the Audio Roast podcast? Go ahead and comment below and let me know who have been some of your favorites. I know we haven't gotten to everybody yet. That I still have a ton of people to get to, and we will definitely do that throughout next year. But I would like to know who's been somebody that's really kind of stood out to you, or who's somebody that had a story that stood out to you, that kind of thing. I would love to hear that. Let's go ahead and go back over here to the comments. Cindy said he did a good job. It was funny, yeah, and it was great clip. Elke agrees, yeah. So yeah, Terry says, I was like my least favorite. I don't know about that, Terry. You stick around, buddy, to the end of the show because I've got something for you that was, man, that was a doozy. Lisa Evans Betancourt says Gene Whedon. Yes, Gene was a great guest. Gene, I felt a ton of chemistry with. He was actually probably one of my first episodes that after the show went off the air, it was like I couldn't sleep. I was like just so energized and like, man, we're on to something with this. It felt like we were firing on all cylinders for that one. So between him and Eric Gwynn, that was a great episode. I really, really love that episode. So if you haven't seen that one, I do encourage you to go back and check it out. Cindy says Kelly Bowman, Dirk Allman, and Shane Jennings. One of those things is not like the other. Actually, two of those things. One is not a dirty saint, and one is also not a drummer. Two different scenarios there. See what I did? All right. Chris says really like Jeff Ward episode. Yeah, that was a good one. His entrance. I don't know. I don't think I have it on. I should have put a clip of it, but over at the old studio, which was my spare bedroom at my place. We were crammed in there like sardines, and it was like Tetris with the cameras and the lights and all this kind of stuff. And Jeff on his episode was running late. And so in order to get to the seat without, blocking cameras and all that kind of stuff and making it awkward, since he was late after all, what he did is got down on the floor on all fours and like army crawled to the seat so that he wouldn't be seen on camera. And it was the most hysterical entrance and probably the most memorable entrance of anybody that we've had so far. So take that as a challenge. Brian says, Gene and Eric. Again, such a great episode. I absolutely, that was a standout episode to me as well, Brian. Deb says, Jody and Josh and Dirk and Jake, both really good episodes. I got such good feedback on exactly both of those episodes. Like through the roof, good comments and just praises about how everybody really liked Jody and Josh, as well as Dirk and Jake. One of my favorite things that happens is when people watch somebody that maybe they've heard the person's name, the guest name, or maybe they've only seen them once or twice, that kind of thing, but they don't really know them or they haven't got to go see them yet. And what they see on the show makes them want to go and see them perform live. That is absolutely a 10 out of 10 best case scenario for me and for what we're doing here at the Audio Roast podcast. So some of those, exactly like what you said, Deb Klein, Jody, Josh, Dirk, and Jake, all four of those, as well as Gene Whedon, who we talked about earlier, have all been, I've been messaged for more than just one person, saying, man, I really enjoyed their interview or their episode. And, I'm intrigued to want to go and see them. So like I said, man, it doesn't get any better than that. I can't get any higher compliment than that. So really cool stuff. Kim Garmery says, Jody Guy Cottongim. Yep, absolutely. Brian says, Shane was okay. Yep. And Kim also said Paul Carson. Another fun episode for sure. And you know what's fun too is having some of these guests on and finding out some of their other musical interests. It just, my wheels spin so much. If you guys only knew how far out I have show ideas for. I think I'm now, let me look behind me here at my calendar. I'm already into July of next year on ideas for shows for every single week between now and then. So yeah, just because you haven't seen somebody yet doesn't mean they won't be on. I mean, the show is open to anybody and everybody. And you don't, as some of you know, you don't even have to be a musician. You could be a photographer. You could be somebody that just goes out and supports local music. You could be a bar owner. You could be a producer or a booker, or I mean, anything to do at all with the local music scene. Let's see here. Julia says Jay Stevens, Dirk Allman, Jake Simpson, Eric Gwynn, Tiffany Samples. Haven't seen them all, so this list is a little biased. I have loved seeing everyone you've had on. Hard to decide. And that's how, I mean, Julia, you hit the nail on the head. For me, this is, I don't have kids, but the guests on the show are like my kids. So like, I feel, it's the whole, you can't choose a favorite, and it's not because you shouldn't, it's because you can't. It's because, everybody's brought something so unique and so different to the table that it's been so much fun. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed this. This whole, I'll go ahead and slow down even more. This whole thing started as an idea. I actually, and you'll see the commercial later, I've wanted to do a podcast for a long time. I'm a huge lover of music. I'm a huge supporter of community and local. I also have a big passion for wrestling, for all kinds of things. And so I thought I would start a podcast, and I thought it'd be something, more along those lines. And whenever I thought, man, I could do more than just I could do more than just one podcast, rather. And I wanted to know how I can give back and how I can do more for the community that I was welcome to, and have been welcome to for, 10, 12, 15 years now. And so this is where the Audio Roast podcast was born. And honestly, the push off the ledge to make me do it was COVID, was the pandemic and being stuck at home, missing the social life and wanting to reach out to the people that I was used to seeing. And so I hope that this has created a sense of community between those of us who get a chance to get together here on Sunday afternoons at 5 o'clock and tune in, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or however you watch, and form a little community within the community with what we're doing and watch that grow. There's something very special about that grassroots kind of thing. And to be on that roller coaster from the beginning or towards the beginning in the first year is awesome. So for everybody watching right now, I cannot tell you how I mean, just not even just thankful, but excuse me, how just surreal it feels. I mean, I was not the popular kid in high school. I'm not a great speaker. I have a lot of pros and cons, and public speaking is not one of my strong points. I'll get on stage and sing and whatever and have no problem, but just doing exactly what we're doing right now is so hard for me. So it's been a little bit of putting myself out there, and you guys with your constant support and words of encouragement has meant the world to me. So it's so cool that you guys have been along for the ride. Elke says, I can't choose just one. They were all good. Learned a lot about a lot of your guests. Jody was good. Dirk was good. Marty was good. And Glitter Boy Jay was good. Oh, Glitter Boy Jay. Yeah, I would like to have him on for an actual episode. He's been on a time or two, I think, virtually as a virtual guest. But yeah, I would love to have him here in the studio and pick his brain musically, if you will. Brian says, oh, the good old days in the old studio. Yeah. So there's been, I guess, for as many people that we had in the old studio, we've now had that many people in the new studio, I think, because it was right around 15, 20 episodes, somewhere in there. I can't remember for sure. But man, yeah, we were, I mean, sardines isn't even, sardines had nothing on the way that we were Tetrised in the old studio. So yeah. Let's see here. Lisa says, if Brian had chosen the Addams Family, I would have liked this better. His episode better. Yeah, I got you. Let's see here. Man, I scrolled and I shouldn't have scrolled. Where did we go? I'm all lost in the comments here. There we go. Tiki Man says 10 for 10. There you go. Chris says several episodes have definitely changed my perception of several. Well, good. Man, that's really awesome to hear. I know that it's really easy to form an opinion based on what other people have said or what you've heard about certain people. And I am here to tell you, man, like I am an honest to God true believer in this. It's fine to listen to that. I'm not going to tell you, oh, don't ignore them and form your own opinion. No, listen to it, put it in the back somewhere, but don't put that like so far in the front that you just jump on board and say, oh, she said such and such about so and so, so I'm going to think the same. Don't think the same. Just be aware that could be a possibility. Get to know that person for who they are, how they treat you, your experience with them, and go from there. And at least just have the knowledge of any red flags. But yeah, man, just make your own opinions about people. And I'm really glad to know that the show has opened some eyes on some biases of people. It's honestly, it's done the same for me. I've had guests on that I was like, I've never met these people. Like literally the first time they step foot in the studio is the first time I've met the person. Paul Carson, Jake Simpson, Steve Mason I knew. We'd see each other out, but we never sat down and had a conversation kind of thing. And there's been many people that have been like that I've had on the show. So I'm glad to hear it's happening for you, because it certainly is happening for me. Tammy says, through July. Awesome. Yeah, now that's not guests booked. Here and there, I've got ideas for, this person would be good on this show, that kind of thing. But I've got topic ideas for all the way out until July. Yeah. Deb says, new game, band versus band family feud. I think you've been listening to somebody. More on that, because I think you're onto something there. So stay tuned. Terry says, I just want to say thank you for making 2020 a little easier, a little funnier, and bringing so many local musicians to one place. Thanks, bro. I mean, dude, what do I even say to that? Thank you. Thank you for joining us and for being a part of what we're doing, Terry. You have been a gem to be able to come and find the show. As we talked about in the episode that you were on, I haven't seen Terry in almost 20 years. When I was in high school, and he on just a random episode was like, hey, I'm driving. I was like, hey, where are you driving to? And he's like, nowhere. And I'm like, well, stop by the studio. And he came by my house and joined us on an episode. And right there, live on air, was the first time you got to see us, get to see each other for the first time in 20 years. So I think it's really cool. I do try to, kind of keep things light and entertaining because I want it to be an escape from all the crazy crap that's happening. Not just this year, but, even next year. Next year, we're going to, hey, here's the deal. 2020 sucks. 2021 is going to have highs and lows too. I want this to be a spot where you can go and just get away and just be with people you enjoy and talk about things that you love. That's what this is all about. So, Terry, awesome. Thanks, man. Thank you for being a part of it. Tammy says, I'm not a musician, but a great cheerleader for the bands I love. Absolutely. Tammy, you've been a great supporter for many of us over the years. So thank you so much for that. People like you are very special and ranked very, very highly, in my opinion. So means a lot. Susan says, I'd love to see and hear Paul Tomlinson and his twin Stoney Cottengim in 2021. I agree, Susan. Let's make that happen. We'll do it. I've wanted to get Paul on as well. And Paul is somebody I've said hi to and chatted for, a few minutes here and there, different times at different shows. Never got to have a good sit down conversation with him. Stoney's somebody I know of. And know his reputation for being just an absolute stand-up guy, the same as Jody, for being a fantastic local Mr. Fix-It, all this stuff. But I've never met him, never seen him, never shaken his hand, nothing. So he would be another special one to get on the show and get to meet right here live on the Audioverse podcast. Brian says, more pros than cons. Well, thank you, man. You're way too kind. Roller coaster. Woo, woo, woo. Tiki says, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You guys are so awesome. Christopher says, well, you're kicking butt. You make it look easy. Well, I agree. I agree that I'm kicking butt. I think we are kicking butt. But I don't know how easy I make it look. So if I do, it's honestly kind of surprising for me because I feel there's so much to do and so much to learn. So we're just getting started, man. We're just getting started. Deb says Jay and Brent Thornton, Jay Stevens and Brent Thornton are also on the top of the must-haves in 2021 for sure. Cindy says Nathan Bryce and Loaded Dice. Yes. So was that your first episode? Episode 2, I guess, Cindy, when we had Nathan Bryce on. With I won't again. I'm going to try not to reveal too much because we got some fun stuff. So let's go ahead. What I've done here is I've taken. Again, I want to real quick. I want to remind you this whole show has been. Normally when I put a show together, it takes a day or two. You know, I've gotten really good. It used to take almost an entire week, but as it's gone on, like I've gotten better about it, and things have become a lot smoother. Especially with having the help of Joshua Poole as a producer, it's been a big help for sure. But this week with this week's episode, I traveled for the holidays and stuff to see my mom and my sister, nephews, nieces, that kind of thing. And so between all that and Christmas and trying to get stuff ready for New Year's Eve, this show was put together over the entire week with little to no internet service, and it's been a process, man. If you only knew the behind the scenes and what all it went into making a single episode, you guys would have your mind's blown. It's crazy. But so what I've done is I've went ahead and put together every guest that I've ever had, and a little compilation of them joining us as guests here on the show. So let's see here real quick before we get into that. Joshua, how's it going, Mr. Producer Man? Joshua says, "Hey, buddy, just checking in. Believe me, I would much rather be there than dealing with what I'm dealing with today." Man, Josh, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know, you and I talked. I won't pull the curtain back too much, but with your job, you offered your help here at the Audio Roast months and months ago, and finally it was like I'm at the point I really do need an extra hand. And I said, I understand your work situation. Don't worry about it if you can't make it or if you need to leave early or anything. You have been an absolute lifesaver and just, a 10 out of 10, buddy. So I'm sorry that you're dealing with a lot today, but know that you're very much appreciated and you're missed, man. We'll see how well I do. So take notes and let me know every time that I mess up. So yeah, we'll jump into this and come back in just a minute. So stick around. I'm joined here today by my longtime friends, fellow Death May Die bandmates. I want to introduce to you first. This is Mr. Cody Schmidt. Mr. Aaron Anderson.
What up?
Nathan Bryce from Nathan Bryce and the Loaded Dice, as well as Alexander Hines from Mood Ring Circus. Welcome, Mr. Gene Whedon from Innuendo. And I think I see him over there. I can't really tell if that's you or not, but that seems to be Mr. Eric Gwynn.
Oh, yeah.
Miss Rachel Adams here with us. Mr. Zach Newton. Zach, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Without any further ado, please welcome my first guest, Mr. Russ Fratty. Russell, how's it going?
Well, man. Hey, thanks for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Mr. Daryl Isaacs. So, Dad, how's it going today? Doing all right?
Doing good.
Good deal. Glad to have you for sure. I want to welcome our first guest, Mr. Todd Beam. How's it going, Todd?
Good. How are you, man?
Doing well. Thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Johnny Cross. Johnny, how's it going, man?
Hey, how are you, man?
Good, doing well. You might know him from the band Mood Ring Circus. I know him from many bands prior to that. Let's give it a warm round of applause to Mr. Justin Larkin. Justin, how's it going, man? How are you?
It's good, man.
Oh, God. There we go. Telling you, the graphics department's really kicking into high gear this week. And also with us today is somebody that you may know. He's from, well...
Oh, that's so bad.
He may be. I don't know. Actually, he's from Eye Candy LED. Give it up for Mr. Tom Hembry. Tom, how's it going, buddy?
Great, man. Thanks for having it. It's good
You
to be
bet.
here, man. Beautiful studio, man.
Oh, thank you. Give a warm welcome to Miss Sherry Quigley.
Yay, hi.
Sherry, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. So many buttons to hit in all the
I
wrong
know.
order. There you are. How you doing, beautiful?
Yay.
Oh, now the
There's
crowd wants to come
applause.
on
There we
board.
go.
Yeah. Everybody's late to the party. Get your
Applause.
coffee.
Applause.
Everybody, welcome Tara Fritz.
Yay.
How are you doing, Tara?
The audience was right on cue for that one. That was
It's
fantastic.
so that's right, everybody. You got it. It is the one and only Mr. Dan Fritz. How's it going, my friend? How are you?
Doing good. I'm doing good.
Good.
It's good to be here.
Well, it's good to have you here. End of the hour, Mr. Sherry Jones, right in front of your face. Kind of. Let's go ahead and give a warm welcome to Mr. PJ Houts. What is going on, my man? How's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely, man.
You know who I'm talking about. It's the one and only Miss Erin Gabrielle Powell. How's it going? Mr. Tyler Weeks. How's it going, Tyler?
It's going, dude. How are you?
Doing well. Doing real well. Kelly Bowman. Kelly, how's it going, buddy?
It's going well. How's everybody doing?
Doing great. Doing fantastic. Give it up for Mr. Greg Frazier.
Sounds like rain.
Good morning, everybody.
Oh, there you are. How's it going, Greg? How you doing?
I couldn't possibly be better. Couldn't possibly be more excited
Oh, well, good.
than to be here with you.
I'm glad. Thank you so much for joining us on this 14th episode of the Audio Roast Podcast. Give it up for Mr. Jeff Ward. Jeff, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, am I on? Hey, you know, I'm doing fantastic. Just got back from a trip from Tulsa.
Mr. Charles House. Doing fantastic, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Well, thank you so much for showing up and being a guest on today's show. It means a lot to have you here. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And for our second guest, we've got one of ours truly, Mr. Brian Buttonfort. Brian, how's it going, my friend? Good. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you being here today as well.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Very much so looking forward to this. Very good friend of mine. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Scott Henry. Scott, how's it going, my friend?
Doing really good. Good to see you.
Oh, good. Let's get this all. Ooh.
You got to get that haircut
I'm
again.
ready for my close-up. Let's welcome my friend, Mr. Richard Brantner. What's up, brother?
Coming for you.
Coming for you. Hulk Hogan. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Good.
Happy to
Well,
be here.
yes. I want to welcome our first guest, Mr. Chris Snyder. Oh, hang on. Let me give you some microphone here.
What's up, yo?
How's it going, man? Good to
Good.
see you. Thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Well, you're looking good here on the big screen, if
Thank
you
you.
will.
Thank you.
All right. And also joining us today, fellow bandmate and good friend of mine, Mr. Brian Stokes. Brian, how's it going, buddy?
Good. How we doing?
Good, man. Good. Thank you both for being here. Let's see here. Let's see if I can get all this right. There we go. How's it going, Amy?
So good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastical.
Good.
Yes. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Give it up for Mr. Bobby Hoskins. Bobby, how's it going, my man?
It's a Sunday. You're lucky you got me here.
Right here with me now, we've got Mitch from Springfield Music. Mitch Brashears, how is it going, sir? Let me see if I can get all these graphics going here. There we go.
Stop it.
Hey, there he is. Boom. Hey, nice. Hey, I know where you got those. Hey, perfect. Tim to Tom. What up, Tim Tom? Oh, here, let me give you some microphone. That'll help. There you go. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, now you can hear.
Oh, yeah, now we can hear you. Man, looking fly as always. All right, and up next, our second guest, we've got Mr. Jason West here with us. Let's see if I can switch this one over at the right time. There we go. Jason, how is it going, my friend?
Going real good.
Everybody, please give it up for Mr. Tim Broadbent. Tim, how's it going, man?
Good, man.
You know him from Music Man Photography, and you've probably seen him out a time or two at least. So let's go ahead at this time and welcome Mr. Marty Jones to the show. Good, doing well. You're around here somewhere, I think, if I could give the. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you being here, Marty.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
You know her from Raven Angel Photography. Please welcome at this time, Brenda Fulbright.
Hello.
How's it going, Brenda?
Hey,
there you go. You got some applause. Hey, that's the wrong one.
You're not me.
Yeah, we'll go this side. We'll go this side. Possibly not. Yeah, we're there. There we go. Okay, I just hit the wrong thing. Hi, Josh. How's it going?
Hi, Jared. I'm doing fine.
Mr. Matthew Newkirk. Hey, Matt. How's it going, buddy? Without any further ado, I want to go ahead and welcome my good friend, Mr. Stephen Montecore March. Let's see if I can do this and that. Boom. And then, why can I not unmute your mic? I want it unmuted. There we go. Hey, what's going on? How's it going, man? Our first guest, from, like I said, Ashes of Eden. So let's go ahead and welcome at this time, Tiffany Renee Santos. How's it going, Tiff?
great. How are you?
Doing really well. Our other guest we've got with us today is a good buddy of ours, Rico Samuel. Rico, how's it going, man? So, man, I'm so excited to have both of you on. Our first guest, Mr. Johnny Shelton. Oh, no, you're muted. There we go.
Hey there.
How's it going, Johnny?
It's going great.
Red Light Runner, Mr. Drew Biney.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you, Drew?
Well, okay, but
So, coming up first, we've got Mr. Roger Keene. Roger, how are you doing, man?
I'm outstanding today, Jared. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome to our second guest. Let's go ahead and welcome Kat White. Hey,
Thank you, everyone.
how's it going, Kat?
Oh, great. Great. Glad
Good.
to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you. Thank Mr. Dirk Almond. Hey. Boom, gotcha. How's it going, Dirk?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing well. Let me make this little. Oh, nope, that's not what I want. Man, so many little adjustments. Here you go. I'll make an adjustment. We'll make it easy. Dirk, scoot to your right.
This right?
Yeah, you're right. There you go. That's how you make those camera adjustments. You just order folks around. There you go. All right. So good times, man. Dirk, thanks so much for being on the show today. Give it up for Mr. Jake Simpson. Hey, Jake, how's it going, buddy?
What's up?
What up, man?
What up?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
I like your coif.
I like your shirt.
Oh, thanks. Please welcome Mr. John Boos. Please give it up at this time for Mr. Paul Carson. Hey, Paul, how's it going?
Great. How are you?
Doing really well. It's going well. Go ahead and welcome at this time, Mr. Shane Jennings. What's up, Shane?
Hi there. Hi.
I'm on my Scott. Is that the same person?
Same person.
That's what I thought. Let's give it up at this time for Mr. Come on, Steve Mason. Oh, there you go. Hi, Shane's mom. Okay, hi, Scott Henry. Oh, man. Steve, how you doing today, brother?
Good.
Good. Thanks so much for being here, man.
Hey.
Let's go ahead and welcome Mr. Jimmy James. Hi there, Jimmy James. Here I am. I disappeared for a minute.
How you doing, Axel?
Oh, I'm doing good. How are you, slash A?
What is it? Like 8 in the morning?
It feels about like it, doesn't it? Hey, that's a good thing we are sponsored by a coffee company,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks for joining us on the show.
for
I'm
having
excited for this. I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yep.
Still haven't figured out what we're doing here,
I
but
almost did
maybe
the
we'll.
wig and the hat.
Dude, I'm digging the hat. I like it. Did the sunglasses come along with it, or was it just
no,
like
these are old as hell, but they just grabbed them on the way out.
perfect?
Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
So we
speaking
don't
of
all match.
speaking of old as hell. Okay, so our next guest.
Nice segue. Nice.
Our next guest, you might know from bands such as Sock Monkey and the Dirty Saints out of Eden. Give it up at this time for slash B, Mr. Wes Weatherby.
You know,
How was that fine intro, sir?
yeah, you know, with all the audio video problems, I thought I was an unsung dreamers there for a second.
Oh, already. Didn't take. How long did it take?
And just because I might be mellowing in my old age, since you referenced that, but I saw somewhere that this episode is with Jimmy James and Russ Weatherby. So just to let you know, if I ever do not get first billing on something, I'm having your ass.
Well, here's the thing. That's why you were second, because you're headlining.
Do you not understand how this works?
And so we're going to go ahead and welcome our first guest, Miss Lisa Betancourt. Hey, how's it going, Lisa?
It's going good.
Let's go ahead and welcome at this time, Miss Kim Garmery. Hello, Kim. How's it going?
Hello. How's it going?
Hey, we can hear you.
Oh, yeah. So good stuff, huh? Yes, Joshua said take a drink every time Jared says, where'd it go? Drink every time Jared says, without any further ado. And Christopher foolishly says, or drink anytime he says, or Let me tell you something, buddy. You would be wasted within the first 10 minutes if that was the case. I say it a lot. And you know what's funny is I've really, it doesn't seem like it, but I've made such an effort to cut that out of my vocabulary while I'm here on the air. You have no idea the lengths that I've gone through to try and stop that. But what's funny is, because I've always said, well, I don't do that in real life. It's just something weird that I've done on the show. No, in in conversations I have in person with people, I find myself saying or all the time. So guess what? It's just the way I am, man. So take it or leave it. Doesn't mean I'm not going to still try to exit out of my vocabulary. Hopefully within, the next year or two, who knows? You won't have to hear me say or anything like that, but you will have to hear me say without any further ado, because I like saying it. So another thing I've noticed too, if you watch the last little bits of the guest intros, is the cadence that I use to introduce a guest. So it's Mr. La-da-da, Mrs. La-da-da. It's like this kind of thing, and it's staying too. I kind of dig it. Never noticed how it's funny. You never notice this stuff until you put it in a compilation kind of thing, and you see it all squashed together. It's quite comical, actually. Terry says, "Alcohol poisoning anyone?" See, he knows what's up. Christopher says, "Good thing I'm drinking coffee, or I'd be getting messed up." There you go. It is a verbal pause. It's just a thing, man. Don't know. Josh says, I love Josh, Pod Boy Pool. There you go. Chris Schneider, how's it going, buddy? Hashtag 7 Inside and Out by XYZ. We are, we'll add those for not next week, but the week after, because the ones that was supposed to happen this week didn't happen. Christmas and stuff, I got busy. So I will write that one down right now. Hopefully this doesn't start a trend, because I've got 7 to get to still. But let's see here. Inside Out, X, Y, yeah, XYZ by Chris Snyder. Cool. All right. So got that one. Don't start a trend now. Stop. I don't need any more. I'm already behind. So let's see here. What I've got next. It's funny, some of the things that, like I was saying, as when you put a compilation together, you never notice your cadence on things, the repetitive cadence that you don't even realize that you're doing. It's good stuff. Chris says, doing good, brother. Hanging with my Minnie. Well, awesome. Hi there. How's it going, Minnie Chris? She's a lot cuter than you, though, I gotta say. Greg says, Grinch? Perhaps. You might be on something there. So let's see here. What was I getting at? So what's funny is seeing some of the things that happen whenever I introduce a guest. And in putting that compilation together, there was one incident that happened in the introduction kind of thing that just stood out to me as so funny. You guys are killing me. Drink again. Watch this. I'll get everybody wasted. Without any further ado, okay, anyway, that's gonna get old real quick. So one of the standout moments to me in an introduction was whenever we had one of the Dirty Saints, the drummer for the Dirty Saints, Kelly Bowman, on. And so I'll go ahead and show a little clip of that. And it was entertaining. It was good stuff. And drink. My first question is, at what age did you know that you were Bobby Hill?
Bobby's got more hair than I do, though.
Has he always had more hair?
That's great.
Yeah. Now, see, I'm actually going to say yes, he does.
That is fantastic.
I don't know that he has more hair. I think it's just, the whole COVID pandemic. He hadn't been able to get to the barber shop.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you one thing. Do not ever get a picture out there that Jared has access to.
That's
Ever.
great.
Tell him. Why
Because
is that? What happens?
we allow him pretty much carte blanche, just whatever he wants to do, and we've regretted that sometimes.
Yeah.
But
So
Yeah.
what Kelly's referring to, if you haven't come out and seen, he's talking about the live shows for the Dirty Saints. Of course, me doing production stuff for them with my company, Sunset Productions. It's not just lights that I do, but also video and whatnot. And so, anything in a chat thread, I'll stalk your Facebook, I'll whatever. That's really where my research department is firing on all cylinders.
yeah, and that was a chat thread. I do remember that one because you got Scott in there.
Everybody
and,
with the
a
same
few
same
others.
response. Yeah.
So
That kind of thing.
and, and I've noticed that's come up on a big 20 by 20 screen behind me.
It may or may not have. Yeah.
I'm glad I don't look like anybody. I have a very unique face. I don't look like anybody that I've found.
That's my first. I don't know you.
That's great.
Josh Poole with the win. Josh knows exactly what's up. Oh yeah. So good stuff, man. Let's see here. Brian Betancourt, since we're talking about drinking and coffee and all that kind of stuff, and taking shots or whatever we're taking whenever I say without any further ado or he mentioned peppermint rum chata in coffee. Why, are you talking about a little bit of this? Because if so, I'm game. There we go. I like how I did that right over my notes. That was the dumbest thing I've done so far today. So, as if this show wasn't as close to being as off the rails as possible, I've just gone off the deep end. That's all right. That's what trash cans are for. Or I say trash cans, napkins, whatever. I was shooting it in the trash can. So let's see here. Joshua Poole says it's not as easy as it looks, people. If anybody knows, it's Joshua Poole. Let's talk about that. So Joshua was, like I said, let me get my stirs here. Joshua was kind enough to lend a helping hand here at the Audio Roast and help with all the button pushing and fader switching and all this stuff that has to happen behind the scenes. For those of you who are watching and have not yet been on the show, or even more so, have not even been to the new studio, things have progressed immensely since the start of this. There are so many buttons and knobs and faders to push and press and slide, and things to remember and cameras to change and all this stuff. There's so much. Why did I do this? Why did I make it so overwhelming? Because I wanted to make it great. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have Joshua helping out and kind of jump on board with what I've been referring to as Team TARP. That's Team The Audio Roast Podcast, TARP. It's not at all as easy as it looks. I just saw Tyler's comment. He says, "Hey, look at that orange face. Glad you got rid of that light." Yeah, no kidding. That's the thing too, man. There's been so many ups and downs, and you think you got it all figured out, and something else happens, and you make an adjustment, and it doesn't work. It works this week, and then it totally doesn't work next week. It's the craziest thing. We need to get Tyler back on just so we can show everybody that he does not have an orange face in real life. Terry says, "I remember that spray tan." Tyler was campaigning for Trump at the time. Oh boy. Brian says, "Yes, I am." All right, there you go, buddy. Chet says, "Long time listener, first time caller." Well, thank you, caller. Chet, thanks for joining us here. All right, so I want to talk about or not talk about. I want to kind of dode. Is that the right word? want to brag on, Joshua Poole and his contributions to what we're doing here. Like he said, man, you can't know if you don't know, but there is so much to do. And Josh jumped in feet first, head first, arms first, whatever first, everything first. And with just a couple days of training, and jumped right in his first episode. So I've got a clip here, and this is us announcing that Josh is on board with the Audio Roast podcast. So let's check that out and see what his first day was like at the office. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and welcome at this time. I've got some help, folks. We've got Mr. Joshua Poole here as the producer for the Audio Roast podcast. Nope. Still not. Nope. This is like a Robitussin commercial. Next. There you go. How's it going, Josh? Oh, come on now. You're doing good. Actually, hang on.
Can't hear me? There I am.
There you go.
Did you?
Here you are.
Yeah.
Hi. Yeah. So, welcome aboard, Josh. This is so good to have you, and I'm excited to have you on board on the team, if you will. There I am. Hey, now we're here together. Here, I'll scoot myself over. Okay. So, so you're the official button pusher. You push buttons online, and now you're pushing them in person.
That's right.
Oh yeah, good stuff. And that's the thing too with making today's episode and kind of all the compilations of everything. That I think it's good to keep everything intact, warts and all. Let's show the progression. Let's show all the ums and uhs, and without any further ado, and 100% and all that kind of stuff. It's all been there. It's all been part of the journey. So why mess with it, right? Let's go back over here to the listener. Joshua Poole says, I got skills. Producer Joshua Poole. Yes. Joshua's been such a welcome addition here. So Joshua, I know that you're watching. I could see you right there in the comments. So thank you so much for what you do, man. It means so much to me. It's just awesome to have you believe in what we're doing and contribute to what we're doing. So thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. We're going to take a quick break and get our refills, because God knows we're at the end of our cup now after all the uhs and ums and further ados throughout all those first compilations. So stick around. We've got a lot more fun stuff to do. All right, pod boy. Chris says, I'm caffeine wasted. Well, buddy, you better strap it in, because it's only uphill from here. Stick around.
Classic rock coffee. Our coffee rocks.
Hey musicians, do your shows need that extra layer of fun and excitement? Wow your fans with next level production and let Sunset Productions help you up your game. We can create custom and unique sound, lighting, and video packages designed just for you and your budget. Let's work together and give our community the shows they deserve. For more information, contact Jared Isaacs at Sunset Productions Springfield at gmail.com. You can also check us out on Facebook and Instagram at Sunset Productions. Sunset Productions. Don't be a jukebox. Be an experience.
Yeah. Let's see here. I've got my notes a little mixed up, so I want to make sure I'm on the right on track here. It'd be nice if I could see what I'm doing here. You know what I'm about ready to say. My mouse isn't working. There it goes. Okay. Got it. All right. So, this is the part that, man, I hate this because I really wanted to. Let me back up. So what we're talking about earlier with like, why do I do this with all these cameras and all this crazy stuff and all this, all this equipment and technology, all this crap? What are we doing? Because I don't like to do anything halfway. I'm all or nothing. That's just my personality type. I'm not going to do something and only halfway do it or only put half effort into it. I'm going to go all the way out. So it kills me that I wasn't able to finish this before tonight, before 5 o'clock when we went live. But I wanted to put together a tribute, if you will, to the people that we've lost in 2020. Musicians, national acts, local musicians, all that kind of stuff. Guys, I just ran out of time. It is what it is. So I want to do that properly. And what I think I'm going to do is I will just take the next day or two and finish putting together what I had started. And I will just upload the video to Facebook so that we're able to see that and to pay tribute and homage and just, remember those that we lost in 2020. So even though I wasn't able to finish that, I do at the very least, want to, and I've written them down because I'm terrified that I'm going to, miss somebody. So I've written down for our local musicians that we've lost in the past year or so. I just want to say that they're all in our thoughts. They're gone, but they have not been forgotten. And we're going to carry on being a community and being strong and being there for one another. So at this time, I just want to say the Audio Roast podcast, we all just, the music community as a whole, deeply misses and sends our condolences to the family and friends of Doug Ritter, Thomas Cook, Jeff Whittington, Scott Avery, Norman Jackson, Charity Baker, John Miner, and Brian Wade. It's every name on that list was somebody that contributed a big part to community, to the local music community. And, they're going to be missed. They're going to be missed big time. So it's one of those things that you guys are killing me over here in the comments, but it's one of those things. It means a lot to me to pay homage to those that we lost this year. So without any further ado, I'm just going to, move on and make you keep drinking. So Elkie says, drink. And Brian says, I'm trying to keep up. I'm going to have to go get some alcohol to cut some of this caffeine. Good Lord, Elkie says. Where'd it go? Hit it. What's going on? Good Lord, times 10 drinks. You guys are killing me. All right. So, yes, rest in peace to all of those that have fallen here in the local music community. Yeah, you guys like the heaviest part of the show, and you guys are just trucking right along. So good stuff, man. Everybody take a drink just because. Actually, I feel like I need to catch up to you guys after all the and uhs and see what I did there. Woo! All right. Let's see what we've got. Gene says, don't forget the most disturbing news. The McRib made a comeback. That is pretty disturbing. Unless, of course, you're Shane Jennings. Then it's the greatest news ever. I'm going to do some shuffling around because, like I said, my notes got kind of messed up. So, oh boy, now I really messed up. I'm going to take this and that. Copy that, move that. Move that and that. And I'll stick that. I know, right? This is what a producer is good for. Okay, so here's where I was. Got it. There we go. So Julie says, straight from the bottle. Woo! Yeah, buddy. We're not messing around tonight, man. So, we have several different formats that we do. We've got, of course, the what I refer to as the usual or the normal format, where we have local musicians on or two guests of whatever nature, and we play games. We do trivia or things that are interactive with you guys that are watching, all this kind of stuff. That's kind of our normal format, if you will. We've also got our Tournament of Champions, where we take things in a bracket and make our way through to determine a winner that way. We've got our Classic Album Clash episodes, where I also love how people just message me right in the middle of the show. It's never anyway. I'll digress. So see what I mean? So we also have the Classic Album Clash, where we take two albums from the same artist and we take track by track and determine whichever album has the most tracks won as the better of the two albums. And that's a lot of fun. We've done 4 of the Tournament of Champions and 4 of the Classic Album Clashes. So that's a fun thing. Another episode that we do, or a format style, if you will. Brian, you're good. It's not you. Another one that we do is Talkin' Shop, and it's pretty much this. It's just me and you guys chatting it up, having a good time. We're all in charge of steering the course. There's no, I don't have anything that's like that heavily scripted. I've got kind of ideas for things and that kind of stuff, but it's just a really fun way and a good way, I feel, for me to keep connected with you guys and kind of keep a pulse on. Man, I shouldn't have went straight. Because now I got the hiccups. So it's really fun. It's been a lot of fun. One of the standout ones for me was whenever we had, I think it was our 3rd one. We talked about some of the rules on Facebook changing and that kind of stuff. Everybody's kind of worried about, will we be able to go live whenever we're out watching a band and go live on our phones on Facebook and stuff without getting taken down and all that. And of course, we all know Facebook's gotten crazy. Is what it is, totally out of our control. But one of the things that I wanted to do, and these are serious things that I personally totally believe in, and I take them very seriously. And I know we've got viewers that do as well. Some viewers are like, take some, leave some, that kind of thing. But I wanted to do this in kind of a tongue-in-cheek manner. So we did one of the Talkin' Shop episodes. We had a segment where we had accountability court. And, I got the whole robe and the gavel and the whole thing, and was trying to, in broad strokes, hold people accountable. And to me, one of the easier ways to do that was by creating a 10 Commandments of local musicians code, if you will. And so that's what I want to show real quick to kind of remind everybody. I know it's a lot of people this year haven't been able to play out as much as they have in years past, myself included, which totally sucks. But whenever we get back into the full swing of things, and we will, I honestly believe that we will, and I do think that it'll be next year. So I just want to remind everybody, these are good rules to follow, or at least a good starting point. So let's go back and check out real quick what some of these 10 Commandments are. So let's check it out. All right, so number 1, be on time. Now, whether that means for load in, that's kind of everybody's initial thing. But here's the other part of what that means. If you have a Facebook event, or if you have whatever advertising, you say, my band starts at 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock comes, or 8:55 comes around, and there's 6 people there. And you're like, I'm going to wait till 9:15 and see if there's more people here. No, unacceptable. Start on time. The reason nobody comes until 9:15 is because the last 3 shows you did the same thing. So if you say you're going to start at a certain time, start at a certain time. Set a precedent. People will change and adapt to you. Again, these are all my opinions. Look professional. We already hit that one. It's very important. It's very important. No negativity. Okay, this is one that we haven't talked about. No negativity. In my opinion, I like how I'm always like jacked up way high. In my opinion, means a couple of things, like your sound guy isn't paying attention to you and you need more guitar in your mix. Don't get on your microphone and say, hey, jackass, I need more. No, you're fucking done. Like nobody wants to do business with you anymore. And not only that, the people in the crowd, that is awkward as hell for them to sit there and watch you throw a hissy fit. The other thing is it's not a political platform. You're there to entertain people and have a good time. Like, I don't want to know who you think we should vote for. Or I don't want to know nothing. No negativity, no divisiveness. Like, just, I don't know what to say on that. It's just not the place for negativity. It's supposed to be a good time. You're supposed to have people want to come out and have a good time. Everybody's like, hey, how's everybody doing out there tonight? They're not going to say we're having fun if you're out there being negative. So don't be negative. Oops, wrong one. Number 4. No music stands or iPads. Okay, we already covered that. No fans or blowers on stage. Now we're not talking about groupies.
I think this is called fluffers. I think that's the actual technical term.
True. Now this, I'll be honest with you. This comes first and foremost from me as a production guy. I feel the need to kind of back up and explain the production side of this and why it drives me nuts. Is I'm a light guy. So to have all these lights and put all this work into having lights, or if you go to a venue and they already have lights, in order for you to see like the cool beams and get all the cool pictures of yourself and stuff, you have to have some atmosphere, some fog or some haze, that kind of thing. If your drummer has a fan and it's blowing all that crap off the stage, all the work that I put into the show is for nothing. You can't see any of it. So there's that. And the second part, and to me, honestly, the more important part is you don't need a fan if you're just standing there. Suck it up, Buttercup. Put on a show. I mean, now we can get into the nitty gritty. If it's 100 degrees and you're playing outside, and fine. If you're standing in shuffle in December and you've got a fan on yourself, or even in June, you don't need it.
How's my hair gonna blow though? Like if I can't get my hair blown back, I'm not sure. I gotta have like.
Then you've got the wrong fluffer.
I got a Steve Vai it, man. I mean, I can't just like be out there without my hair going.
What are you talking about? You wear a cowboy hat anyway.
Shut up! Just with that band.
Oh, you don't have your Hawaiian shirt flapping.
Dude,
like
the Trotbach band. We all take fans. We just played a few weeks ago.
But you play outside.
Playing outside, 100 degrees.
Yes.
Sunshine on you. Yeah, it was
totally
critical.
different.
Yeah,
and I have been guilty of this. I have brought fans to shows. I will not anymore. And I move on stage.
But I get you inside. We've got smoke machine. Like you got haze machines and things. Yep, you have a presentation.
I mean, full disclosure, like every 3 shows, I go through like $60 worth of that stuff and like no time. So don't waste my damn money. Otherwise I'm gonna have to charge more. Anyway, okay, so back to the list. Number 6, no drink holders on the mic stands. It looks amateur. Sit it on the floor. You don't need it. It's just hokey. I don't know. My opinion. Number 7, don't tell jokes between songs unless they're good. Here's the deal. You're a musician. You're not a comedian. I understand that, somebody breaks a string on stage or something. You feel you got to buy time. Here's an idea. Like, play something. Like, I don't want to hear a bad joke. That's just awkward. Just like this is awkward. Moving on to, that went fast. Okay, so to go back, use venue appropriate pics for promos. Now, this is another one of Jared's personal kind of things, and even bands that I work with, and you guys know what bands I've worked with, have been guilty of, hey, come see us next Saturday night at Shuffle. And you go on their Facebook page and their event, and it's a picture of them at the Riff, or it's a picture of them at Just One More. That confuses people. You think it doesn't matter. You think, oh, yeah, but that picture is really cool. Okay, we'll get a really cool picture of you at Shuffle or at Just One More. Like, keep some symmetry there. Again, going back to what I said, there's a lot more. And, immediately off the top of my head, I know I said, maybe practice more. But there's so much more that goes into this business. Maybe you're falsely advertising and not knowing it. Maybe people look at the picture and think, oh, I see Wicked Shimmy and I see Shuffle. But they're using a picture at, or they're going to be playing at Just One More. Like, just keep it symmetrical, keep it congruent. Is that the right word? I don't know. Yeah.
Get some good pics taken so you can use it for anything. That's the key right there. Get some good general pics of your band taken that you don't have to have venue specific. Yeah,
and that's very true. Yeah, that's very true. And on that point, back to the back to the list. Give photo credit to the photographer. Everybody wants the cool picture of themselves so they can use it on their social medias and their profile pictures and all that. It doesn't take but 2 seconds to tag the photographer and or if they have a company, that kind of thing, and give them credit, because it's no different from what we talked about at the beginning of the Facebook stuff. It doesn't take but 2 seconds to give somebody the credit that they deserve. No different from, if you have a promoter or a booking agent or whatever, and they're just like, you should have this band or whatever, but I don't even know where I'm going with that, but give people credit is what I'm trying to say. It's that simple. And finally, pick up after yourself.
Oh God, yes.
Again, this is me being a production guy stuff, but nothing like being the first guy there and the last one to leave. And as I'm packing up at 2 a.m. or whatever, having to, shuffle through all your old set list, or shuffle through your empty shot glasses or your empty water bottles, or, and then not only that, the people that are there that actually work at the place don't get paid enough to pick up your shit.
Nope.
So be an adult, pick up your stuff. You wouldn't leave your front room like that at your house. Don't leave it, whatever place you're playing at like that. Again, it's about building relationships. That's the kind of stuff that looks bad on you and your band. If you are the person in your band that always picks up and your drummer is horrible about it, call them out on it. I can't call everybody out. You've got to hold accountability. Say, hey man, I don't like, hey, we're trying to come back here next month. Like, don't leave that stuff laying. Like, it takes 2 seconds. That's that. That's my official 10 commandments of local music. If you don't like it, send me an email to the audio roast podcast at gmail.com. And yeah. And yeah. Oh my God. So funny. I can't tell you like how many times after the show I've gone back and I'm just like watching like this at home. I'm like, this is terrible. This is bad. This is awful. So I'm so glad you guys are having fun with it, because man, I've had so much fun doing this. I really have. But yeah, I sometimes I do them on purpose, just because I can. Julie says, "Love these rules. Leave the stage a little cleaner than when you got there." Exactly, or even just the same as when you showed up. I mean, even doing that is more than what a lot of people do. I digress. Terry says, "Don't work on those." Don't work on those uhs and ums. It makes you who you are, bro. Plus, it helps me get drunk super fast. As if you needed the help, Terry. You're an old pro. Deborah says, post those. Good rules. I have, but I will share. Upon your request, I will reshare it. Let's see here. Julie says, I feel the same way when I look back at videos of me singing with my band from like 2010. Same. I've had so many more bad performances in retrospect than I have had good performances. That sometimes it's like crippling to your self-esteem or your how you feel about you as a performer in general. So don't be too hard on yourself, man. Just take it in stride, just like what I'm doing with all these uhs and ums. Like exactly like what Terry said. It's what makes you you. It's what makes people want to see you. So and I know it's hard to fathom that people want to tune. I mean, we've got 20 some people tuning in to watch me say and for a couple hours. It's don't worry about it. Don't beat yourself up too much about past performances. Let's see here. Gene Whedon says, I'm keeping my music stand. Bite me, pod boy. Hey, I told you I would give you an exception because, first of all, you're not in the front of the stage. It's not like, well, it kind of is blocking view of you. I mean, I'll call a spade a spade. It's blocking us from seeing you. But that being said, you're not glued to it either. You're not that reliant on it. You use it in the proper term of, or the proper tense of, if you're performing and singing and you're looking at your audience, like I'm looking into the camera right now, and you look down real quick and okay, that's what the first line of the second verse was. Got it. I'm good. If that's what you're using it for, by all means. If you've got, and I've seen this just last week, if you've got one of these gimmicks on your on your mic stand where you've got your phone or your iPad or whatever, and you're doing this the whole time, or you're performing with sunglasses and you think you're so cool and you're so smooth and nobody could tell that you're looking at the words, we could tell. I promise you we can tell, and it looks awful. Stop it. If you need something for a quick reference, dang it, do it. It's cool. It's fine. I'm not going to berate you for that. But when it's right here and it's blocking us from you, it's so freaking distracting. So distracting. Okay. John Boos, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for joining us. John says, as someone with rockstar hair, I honestly hate using a fan, even 100 degrees outdoors in the summer. That's what the ponytail is for, but that's just me. John, you bring up a really good point there, because my drummer Aaron from Death May Die is the same way. He you don't feel like you've done anything or played a show unless you're like drenched in sweat. And there's something you take this weird, but whatever. There's something deeper about. There's already this intangible connection that you make when you make music with a group of people. You can't describe it. It is what it is, and those are bonds that last for a lifetime. There's something even deeper about. I could go on such a tangent on this, and I'll try not to, but it's more of a in the trenches kind of feel when you're just, sweating and you can hardly breathe. It's so hot, and you're in this together, and you from start to finish, and you look back by the end of the show, and everybody that you're playing with is feeling the exact exhaustion as what you are, and they're just dripping in sweat. There's something more to that than having this cool rock star hair for an hour, and while you stand there in one spot, nobody cares how cool you look if you're standing in one spot. That's if you listen to what I was saying, yes, it wastes fog solution and whatever. Okay, no, whatever. Beyond that, you don't need a fan if you're standing in one place. You're not doing anything to exert yourself, so you don't need it. If you're a keyboard player and you're standing in one spot, you know who I'm talking to. You don't need it. If you're a drummer and you're sitting in one spot, you don't need it. Is it nice? Sure, sometimes. But you have to look at the overall product of what you're putting out with your band, and you want to create this atmosphere of you've just put your blood and guts into everything. If you're cool as a cucumber, not visually, I mean, like if you're not sweating, if you're not anything, nobody is investing in you. It pushes you to give that extra energy when you're dripping in sweat. Why do you think? I mean, you don't see basketball players running around with fans all the way around the arena and stuff, blowing them to keep. You don't. There's a part of that experience by watching whatever. You know what I'm saying. Don't use fans. It's not cool. Elkie says, drink, drunk. There he goes. Always wanting it deeper. That's what she said. All right, let's see what we've got here. I'm going to take another quick break, and my coffee cup is empty, so I need to get a refill. So stick around. We've got more to come. That's also what she said.
I have just one question. Have you thought about being a guest on the show? We are currently seeking music lovers of all kinds to join in on our fun. If you're interested in being a guest, or if you just have questions, comments, or suggestions, you can message us on Facebook or email us at theaudiorosepodcast@gmail.com. You can also submit any topics you'd like to hear discussed.
All right. So Welcome back to the Audio Rose podcast. Let me respond to a quick little something here. Yes, among many others. Now you don't know who I'm talking to or what it concerns. So let's jump into some more stuff, shall we? Let me see what are our comments. There we go. Elkie says the fog machine literally kills my breathing. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I will do my part whenever you're at one of my shows to try to cut that down. And by the way, I don't use fog. I use haze. There is a difference. What I use is a water-based. It's way easier to breathe through. It's not as thick. It's not as heavy. There are times where I do use fog in the show, but I don't. I try not to rely on that too much. So good to know. Christopher says fog machines remind me of breathing stagnant cave air. All right. Julia says, okay. Julia says, all lead singers suffer from the issue of forgetting lyrics. Same. I'm an odd case because I have had a couple. You're blowing my mind right now because it's exactly the same story for me. I'll tell you my story after I finish reading this. Okay, so all lead singers have the same issue of forgetting the lyrics. I'm an odd case because I've had a couple concussions and my memory is getting worse. I have little crib sheets that probably little cheat sheets that I leave on the floor next to my monitor so I can catch the first word or a phrase from it for a few songs. No way in hell I'm going to let my bad memory stop me from rocking. And Mark LeBrock, who also has run Lights and Dim production. Mark, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Also says, yes, haze over fog. Like, if you're one of those bands that's using lights and fog and, you spend a couple $100 and you think you got this cool show, don't use fog, use haze solution. At least, I don't care if you spend $10 on lights, spend the money on a nice haze machine so you're not hurting the people that have come to see you. Julia, back to what you were saying. Yes, 100% the same. For me, first of all and foremost, I have battled ADD my entire life. That's why, like, when you see my shows, especially the shows in the past before Josh got here, I'm like all over the place because my mind is like a bazillion miles an hour on all these different things all at once, almost at all times. There is no like calm zen kind of thing. It's just a lessened amount of things on my mind sometimes. So that's a constant battle. I too have had a major concussion. I was in a car accident and blacked out multiple times. The whole, you wake up and you see the scene of the accident. The next thing you remember, you see the inside of the roof of the ambulance. The next thing you're in a hospital. And the next thing is somehow you're home. Like, you don't remember any of this. Been there, done that. So I 100% am the same. I use a lyrics monitor. I do. But the difference is it's down below. It's not where people see. In fact, mine is literally shaped. It's handmade to look like a stage monitor, a wedge, a sound, a speaker. And I've seen people even use old speaker cases or cabs and put a screen in there. Do whatever you got to do to make that happen and to hide it. But what I'm talking about is somebody with a music stand and you've paid however much money to come and see them. And this is what you see because they've got to have their their sheet music or their whatever, their lyrics written down like this, or they've got an iPad that's, sticking over here. Well, how distracting is this? Would you want to see this if I did a show like this the whole time and scripted my show to where I don't have to say or are you going to be okay with putting up with a couple and ums so you can actually see what you paid for? It's one of those things, man. I could go on forever. It's cool to use. It's fine to use little helping tidbits and things like that. It's just not cool to have it right there in your face. Or to have every word to where you're just, you're reading every word and it's almost like karaoke and you have no performance value now because you're so focused on reading all these words that you've got to know what you're doing and you're not even looking at your audience and making eye contact with them. And if you do, oh my God, I got to hurry up and, it's, where am I at? Okay, now I'm back on track here on this next verse. And nobody wants to pay to see that crap. It's man, learn your stuff, know your stuff, have reference points. We're good. Capiche? Capiche. All right, moving right along. Okay, so Elkie, you're doing an awful lot of counting here for all these drinks. Love it. Let's see here. Terry says, I used to have to ask my drummer for the first word several times. Been there, done that. I can't tell you how many times I've been a guest, in an audience or whatever, and somebody said, "Hey, Jared, come on up and sing." And I get up there and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know. What song you doing?" "Okay, yeah, no, I got that one. Good." I sang 100 times. And then you're focused on, "Oh wow, that guitar player didn't do that part like what we do whenever we play it, or that drummer forgot that roll back there, or all these things." Again, my ADD. This is the way that my mind works, and that's so I can't tell you how many times, Terry, I've gone and said, "What the hell's the first word?" And they're like, "Going." I'm like, "Okay, going off the rails on a crazy," and it's just boom, we're there, we're back. And I've done it many times. We're human. We're freaking human. We're freaking human. Sorry, I forgot the scream can. So Elkie says, "Totally agree with you. See, I'm not alone. You are not alone." See, Terry says, "Luckily, Ernie knew the words to every song." And there you go. All right, so let's see what we've got. Elkie, you're doing, like I said, you're doing an awful lot of counting. So I'm gonna, put it back on you. So I know that Sundays we go live Sundays at 5, obviously, cheap plug. And I know that some Sundays, especially in football season, you guys are like, "Oh, I'd kind of like to watch Jared and the Audio Rose podcast, but man, my team's on, my football team's on, or I got this big game," or et cetera, et cetera. So we recently had somebody on as a guest virtually to play one of our games. And I'm not even going to set this up. I'm just going to play it because it was downright hysterical. I'm going to tell you this while you watch this back, in case you missed it the first time, watch Jake Simpson's face when this happens. I'm telling you, man, in putting this together for tonight's show, I about peed my pants. I don't know how many times, and I watched it back and back and back and back. It was so freaking funny. So let's check this out whenever somebody was torn on watching the Audio Roast podcast or playing a game. By the way, Christopher Seek says 14-1 Chiefs, baby. There you go. All right, so here's this.
Yo, mama, so fat.
Here we go. We'll go that route.
The only one I can remember is the belt size is equator.
Yeah, yeah. Same. I'm not good with those kind of. I'm not good with a yo mama joke.
No.
Not that I'm not good with it. I'm just not good with them.
Well, not right now.
Right. Well,
you know, mama's boys.
Yeah.
True.
I totally am.
It's hard to go there. You know?
It is.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so let me. What the hell was that?
I liked it, Jared.
I don't care.
Super loud.
What was that?
Made me
Sorry, Green Bay just got a touchdown.
Oh, Green Bay got a touchdown. Well, hell, that's the first one, isn't it? Oh, my God.
Something broke.
Hey, the Packers just scored a touchdown there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Go Cheeseheads. I love those Packers. It's time for cheese.
Holy fuck, start the car, Bobby. We're going home.
Yeah, it's over. Hey,
I thought about 7 cats died all at the same time.
I'm over here looking at the thing to see if it was like some sort of sound cue.
Yeah, no, yeah. You're like,
oh, that's loud.
You're like, Jared, that's a
Oh,
bit
you
much.
need to mute me.
He's watching Green Bay.
Good Lord. Yeah, Deb Klein says, baby pterodactyl.
That's why I
Yeah.
didn't want to come in. I was watching my ball game.
Well, sorry to
Are you
distract.
drinking your Busch Light?
I mean, I would.
No, it's Milwaukee's best. You
And it's pronounced Milwaukee.
Milwaukee's best, don't you know?
Oh, crap. Okay.
Oh, crap.
I see your sister. Oh. I was dying laughing back here. I had to stop that. Oh, let's get these comments. Man, I tell you what, I was doubled over in pain nearly with with how damn funny that was. Just Jake's face, man. That was to die for. And then if you notice the little gem at the end, Jake says, "Oh crap." Next thing out of Elkie's mouth was, "Oh crap." So Elkie, this is from me to you. Don't be getting on to me about all the uhs and ums, because you're guilty yourself of "oh crap" right after you heard "oh crap." Uh-oh. Okay, let's hope that that's okay. Yeah, of course. All right, so let me reload the show here. Crap. Oh crap. There's the one I need. All right, so let's go to the comments here while this reloads. Yeah, I just totally lost everything I was doing. No big deal. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Okay, so while that's loading. There we go. Let's go over here to the comments. Cherry says, too funny. Josh says, if you're about to pee your pants, maybe silver bells are for you. Hey, there you go. There's a callback. If you know, you know. Julia says, Jake's face. Man, I'm telling you what, I watched that so many times. That was so damn funny. Julia says, me on the screen busting your gut laughing that day. Yeah, good stuff, man. Gina Breeze. Wow. How's it going, Gina? I love you too and miss your face as well. I've had a wonderful holiday season. I hope you did as well. Were you able to get down and see Alex and the fam? Let me know. Yes, Elkie, baby pterodactyl. And that's exactly what I saved the clip. That's the title of the clip that I saved too. It's just too fun. Too funny. Julia says, I have more than one screen in my house. I will multitask that so I can watch with you and my wrestling pay-per-views. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I can be a good multitasker as well. So let's see if I've got this loaded back up here so we can continue on our journey. Okay, we need to do this and that and there and that. Okay. Ah, crap. We don't need that. Joshua, I need you. Yeah. All right. So here we go. Now then, we're back where we need to be. All right. So Gina says, no, but we did do a Zoom Christmas. Well, that's really good. That's at least you got to see them, got to see their pretty faces and everything. So good for you on that and good for playing it safe. Deborah Klein, how's it going? She says, that was too funny. Man, I tell you what, I was in the moment even dying, but when I watched that back, I couldn't hardly handle it. All right, so moving on. Let's see what else we've got here. Let's talk about some of the games and stuff that we play. I would love to hear, is there games that have stuck out to you? What are some of your favorite games? What are some games that, and I could tell you that we've done some that were, it looked good on paper. I thought it would do well, and then it just totally flopped. And some of those that flopped, I may try again just to make sure it wasn't some fluke. But man, you win some, you lose some. So what were some of your favorite games, or what are some of your favorite games, rather, to watch us play here on the Audio Rose podcast? And I try to keep these games as simple as possible, but, I'm not always the best at explaining the rules either, but sometimes I am. And sometimes it's just the people that are participating not paying attention. Well, here's a perfect case of that. So let's check this out. This was just, I think, from last week. So here we go. I see your sister in her Sunday dress.
Can I steal?
Thing that I like best.
You'll get there. You'll get there. It's a long show.
Yeah. Something about liking best.
I see your sister in a Sunday dress. Nothing?
Nope.
Can I steal it?
Go for it, Jimmy.
It's so easy.
Thank you. It is so easy.
Wait a minute. No. Wait. Hold on.
Start over. Let me go back.
Start over. Wait. No. I swear, I thought you wanted me to guess the second line of the song. That's why I was saying it. I didn't know you wanted me to guess the song.
If you would listen to the lines that are coming out of the mouth.
All right, you got to do.
Okay,
hold on. I ain't
right.
missing any of these,
And
so
the
don't give me.
album had to go with it.
That's why I was. That's why I was
Where
going
am I at?
over the lyric. I'm like, I don't know the lyric. Oh, come on.
Okay. You've got to name the song, and you've got to name what album it's from. Even Dead Asleep Jimmy knows what's going on.
Oh yeah, so you have to. Come on.
Come on, Russ. All right, Jimmy,
Appetite.
tis your turn.
We
Let's see here. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Amos, the producer man.
Yes. What?
Next slide.
Next slide.
What are we paying?
The answer is it's so easy. Appetite for Destruction. There you go. Oh, it's so easy when everybody's trying to please me, baby. Okay, so let's see here. Kim says Password is her favorite game that we play here. Terry says, liked the hum, whistle, buzz, etc. game. Yes, that would be Humdinger. And Elke says, guess wearing the googly eyes was funny for us as the audience. Very cool. Yeah, those were, in fact, here you go. I made these things so quickly. I'm honestly surprised with how well they turned out. But yeah, the game itself, I don't know. We might have to tweak a little bit to make it a good one. But this is what you're talking about. You're talking about all these. Let's make sure I, have my googly goggles. So I got to cheat a little bit here. Where are we at? I don't know what clip we've got next. Let me figure that out. Okay, so more post-show, pre-show planning. Oh, okay, so here we go. We got some entertainment for you. So we have, where'd that go? Okay, we have not we've been lucky enough that all the guests and stuff that we've not had any repeats. Exactly. We did have one, kind of. If you know who I'm talking about, tag him down below in the comments, or him or her. And yeah, so and I'll tell you the story afterwards. But we've only had one person on more than once physically in person. Now there's been people that have been on a couple times virtually and that kind of stuff. The virtual stuff, on some of the Talk and Shop episodes and that kind of stuff, I don't really count those as guests per se. It's not because I don't feel those are like proper shows in the sense of getting to play games and the fun that we have, that kind of thing. So if you know who I'm talking about, tag him in the comment, him or her in the comments, and see if we can get a right answer here. Let's see here. Gene Whedon says, I volunteer Innuendo to come and play the show and play Cards Against Humanity. Ooh, I actually I like that idea a lot, Gene. Stay tuned. Keep your messenger close to you, because I might be hitting you up about something else anyway. Okay, so Deb says Humdinger and backwood songs. Backwood songs. You like those backwood songs? Yes, good stuff. So Humdinger and songs in reverse for Deb Klein. And Barb, how's it going, Barb? Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Barb said, I like the games where people vote between two songs for an ultimate tournament win. Also comparing two albums track by track. Sorry, bad with game names. That's okay. I am too. It's actually guess that song in reverse, and I just call it songs in reverse for shorthand. But so what you're referring to is Tournament of Champions. That's the brackets, the voting, that kind of way. And Classic Album Clash is the one that we do, where we take two albums and put them together and make them clash and see who wins. Terry says, I wear googly eyes on my cap when I DJ on camera. Really? Well, that makes it fun. Deborah says, I like covering covers best. All right, there you go. That's actually probably one of my favorites. Elke says, drink times 10. You get out of here with that stuff. Joshua Poole says, Richard Brantner. No, he would have been. He actually would have been the first two-time guest. But, life happens, and he wasn't able to make it. So that's whenever we got Paul Carson with John Booth for the Ozzy Osbourne episode. So a swing and a miss. I will tell you that the guest, let's see here, Brian Betancourt says him. Yes, but kind of not also, because, we went to you on camera and stuff, but if you notice, we never actually introduced you or anything, and that was done on purpose. No hard feelings. It was done on purpose. Deborah says, yes, I like those backwoods songs. All right. So, no. So here's the story on that. The only person that has been on the show twice, kind of officially, there you go. There's the right answer. Joshua Poole says Tom Hembry. So that was because, on our disco from, 1970 something, whatever year that was, 1976 or 77, I can't remember. We had Jason West as a guest, and we also had Timothy Broadbent. but Timothy also had some kind of emergency pop up or some such. And he texted me like, I'm not kidding, minutes before we went live and was like, hey, I'm going to be there, but I'm running late. And I was like, okay, well, like how late? Are we talking like 5-10 minutes? He's like, oh, like probably an hour and a half, 6:30. So I'm like, good Lord, like that's the guts of the episode. That's most of everything. So thankfully, I was over here at the new studio. Tom was downstairs working on some stuff there at the Riff. And so he's like, yep, sure, man. Whatever you need, man. I'll come up and do whatever you need, man. Yeah, I'll play a game. Yeah, man. Happy to help out, man. So Tom Hembry is the only 2-time guest. And let me get that off of there. I don't remember what I'm saying now, what I'm doing. Oh yeah. So the only other one of the other favorites of mine to keep going back to, and it is kind of funny because it's a random generator, and so one of my favorites every time when we're playing covering covers, it was mentioned above a couple times as your favorites. Is there? I mean, he's almost legendary at this point. Let's just be real. And there is an entire like little mini documentary, and I would love to air that at some point. It's not going to be tonight, but he's got such an incredible story. It's such a blast. But this was the very first appearance of somebody who I find to be a very special addition, shall we say, to the Audio Roast podcast lineup. This was the first ever time that we got introduced on the show here to one Mr. Buff Carell. Okay, I'm going to hit this randomizer, and Eric, you tell me when to stop. Stop. Maybe I'm Amazed by Buff Carell, as done by Paul McCartney. Yes. So this video was uploaded March 27th of 2020. So this is a brand new video. It has 4,386 views as of the making of this show, and he has 301,000 subscribers. Wow. So I think this could be really good. Let's check out Buff Carell.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Buff Carell, baby. Back him up at the levels. You know how to do that. It's your boy Buff Carell. Do tell on the levels and the 4 ranks. We're gonna push it like we do tonight. We're gonna do.
Is that a picture of himself on his wall?
I guess so. That's from the Beatles. I don't know if he was the lead singer.
I think I'm seeing that right. That's what that is.
Paul London, not Paul London, but Aha! Somebody's gonna have to write that for me. I don't know exactly who is that, but it's gonna move.
There's only 4. You don't know him?
Maybe I'm Amazed by Paul McCartney. Let's get it. Ready, say, go. What
the hell video did I just click?
This one.
Oh, great. I would have to pick this.
Oh my God. Eric, what have you done to us?
I don't know.
Oh my God. I'm glad he's warmed up. This should be good.
What's he getting ready to do?
What is he doing? Everybody wants.
Gone. Where's the dog? Gone. Gone. Stop, please, sir. Yes. Oh my God.
Oh wow. Why is he sweating so much?
Because he's working so hard. Look at what it did in my eyes right now. It just made my eyes crossed.
Yeah.
We don't understand why he's singing.
I don't understand why he's doing all these dance moves to the Beatles. Here we go. Oh. Eat your heart out, Mariah. Yeah, he said yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
He said yeah.
Yeah.
No singers were used during the making of this video.
Oh my, right. Holy shit, what just happened?
I'm
Eric,
on fire now, man.
Eric, I don't think I'm going to allow you to hit that random button again.
No.
Jesus. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
I know, Jeff. Nice pick.
I'm sorry to our listeners.
Oh my God.
Kim says my ears.
Jeff, shoot me now.
My ears are bleeding.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was horrible.
Oh.
That was just downright.
Okay. All right. It's so bad it's good, right? Brian says you need Buff on the show. I strongly agree. Christopher says kill it with fire. Man, I tell you what, it's one of those things that's so bad it's good. It just is. When I stumbled upon Buff in looking for some cover songs and stuff to feature and covering covers, I can't tell you that feeling of like stumbling upon a gold mine. That dude, he's insane. He's got so much content on his YouTube page. We will be visiting Buff for years to come. So get your ears prepared, people. It's gonna happen. Okay. Let me see. I don't know what I've got next. Let's see here. I think I got a commercial break, but I don't know for sure. Let me take this off of here. Do a little research. Okay, so I don't have a commercial break. One of the fun things that I also put together while putting together the compilation of everybody coming on the show and all the guests saying hello, all that kind of stuff, was Elkie says Eric's eyes went crossed. Went. So I'm kidding. Gene says, I can't believe you let that play for so long. Which time? The original time or that time? Man, Buff is the stuff, let me tell you. Everybody should be more like Buff. Just put it out there. Is what it is, man. All the uhs and ums that there are. Terry says, Jared was envious of Buff's vocals. I don't know about that, but them dance moves, though, man. Woo! He was cutting a rug, brother. All right, so speaking of vocals, one of my favorite things that I put together for tonight's show is a compilation of a certain game that we played. And there's sprinklings of other games in here as well, but the guts of what I'm about to play is a game that we play called Cutoff Karaoke. Now, on the show, obviously, I've had people that are non-musicians. I've had people in production, people that own or manage venues and bars, etc. I've had guitar players and drummers and bass players and saxophone players and keyboardists. And I've also had a plethora of singers. And anytime I've got a singer on, I do try to incorporate something into the show that features them singing and in a way that makes them, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but just out of their comfort zone or box of what they would normally go to. So yes, Gene Whedon, correct. Jared was envious of Buff's buff. Yes, I do not look like that. I would kill to be able to look that physically fit, but I'm not. So here's a little clip of a compilation I put together of some of Springfield's finest doing their best here on the Audio Roast podcast to carry a tune. So without any further ado, check it out. Oh.
Wow.
Oh. Okay. How you feeling about this?
I don't really know.
No? All right. We'll wing it, you know.
If I never feel you in my arms again, if I never feel your tender kiss again, if I never hear I love you now and then, whoops, will I never make love to you once again? Please understand, it's love is.
Oh, wait.
Then I promise you that I will never breathe again.
Breathe again. Yeah. Steve Perry? Oh, Sherry.
Give him the easy one, why don't you?
You're going to say everything that you don't have is the easy one.
This is not Journey. This is Steve Perry.
It is. It's completely different.
Oh. Okay. Dirk, you ready, bud? Uh-huh. Okay.
Wait a minute. Key of F?
That's not F. That's higher than F. That's like B flat or something.
F plus,
if you will.
Research surviving a bird! I got to sing.
Next time I'll get a different key. Sorry. Will that work?
Should have been gone. Yeah. Knowing how I made you feel. Should have been gone.
I hear nothing.
After all, words of steel. must have been someone else. Heaven has been over. Oh, Sherry, I love you. Hold on, hold on. Oh, Sherry, I love you. Hold on, hold on. When I wanna let go, you're the one hurting me. Wow, wow, wow. You've been in love alone. Wow. Thought I'd be. I didn't know what I would ever leave. I would never be oh, Sherry, I love. Hold on, hold on.
Let's see if you can top that performance with Roxette's It Must Have Been Love. Okay.
This song is so cool.
I don't. Which hum it? I
You'll
don't
know this song.
Joshua,
You'll know it.
Joshua Poole said, "Do harpoons actually flow?"
Depends on how many you have.
Well, okay. Let's see how you do.
You'll know this. You got another high one. But it's over now.
Must have been love.
He's taking the same approach.
But it's over now. I'm a shatter it. Lay a whisper on my pillow. Leave winter on the ground. Wake up lonely. This air of silence in the bedroom. And all around, touch me now. I close my eyes, dream away.
Here we go. Make it count.
It must have been love.
But it's over now.
It must have been good. But I lost somehow. It must have been love. But it's over now. From the moment that we touched that dying cow. I have no idea what the words of this song is.
I like the Tom Waits approach. It must have been love.
It must have been love. But it's over now.
There you go. Deb says, "Is that you, Barry White?"
Hey, baby, you want to...
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, he did sound like William Shatner.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It is. Yep, for sure. There you go, Kim. Till the time had run out. Let's see if she's correct.
Good job,
Boom.
Kim.
Boom. Good job, Kim. I do. Dan Hartman, I Can Dream About You.
I love this song.
Oh, good. All right. Speaking of yacht rock, here we go.
It's got a really long intro, doesn't it?
It does.
No more time. Each to for the Mars.
I don't know why it came out as Michael McDonald. That's all I remember.
I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. I can dream about you. You know how to hold me just right. I can dream about you if I can't hold you tonight. I can dream about you. You know how to hold me just right.
Can I get more reverb, please?
Moving sidewalk, I don't see under my feet.
Keep going.
Something.
Sorry. I knew every man.
I know this song. Nothing.
No. Killed it. I don't know the verse,
I know this one. Okay, maybe I don't.
I suck at life.
Here you go. Ready or not, here you go. Yo, VIP.
Let's kick it.
I love the monotone.
All right, stop. Listen, Ice is back with a brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flowed like a harpoon daily and nightly.
Will it ever stop? Yo.
I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal, light up the stage. Let me blow out your candle.
Roast these chumps like a candle.
I mean, is that a metaphor for ending a
Roast these
life?
chumps like a candle.
What are you saying, Drew?
Roast these chumps like a candle, something like that.
Oh.
I mean, if I were threatening to kill somebody.
To the extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal, light up the stage, and wax a chump like a candle. John Michael Montgomery. Sold.
Oh, man.
Oh, good song. Oh, 95 was a good year.
Yeah, I don't even know if I
All
know
right.
this one.
Well, you better have your diaphragm breathing down because this is a
You're about to auction some shit off.
that's
man.
right. That's right. And if you get it wrong, we're going to auction off some
Okay,
fishnet
yeah,
stockings.
yeah. I think I do know this one. Okay, never mind.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah. County auction. I saw something I just had to have. My mind told me I should proceed with caution. But my heart said, go ahead and make a bid on that. And I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I know you ain't getting mine on mine. I'll be a bidding and be at your beck and call. I've never seen anyone looking so fine. Man, I gotta have her. She's a one of a kind. I'm going once, going twice. I'm sold to the lady in the second row. She's an 8, she's a 9, she's a 10, I know. She got red lips, blonde hair, blue eyes. I'm about to give my heart goodbye.
Are you wondering when it's going to cut off? Too good to cut off too soon.
Anytime.
Here we go.
When the auctioneer was going about a mile a minute, he was taking bids and calling them out loud. And I guess I was really getting in it. Yeah, that's all I know. So,
Oh man, come on.
I guess I was really getting in it. Tell him, Tyler.
Because I just shouted out above the crowd.
T. All right, and your lyric is? Go ahead and say it.
Blood was running into the teapot.
And sing it.
And then I heard them laugh.
A bit of this and a cup of tea is what it takes to set them free. You will hear them telling stories from far behind this earth. What I saw and what I heard made me want to stay alive.
Halloween. Okay, so you can either say or sing the first line, but you have to sing the second line.
The moon is full.
And I don't know what comes next.
I'm almost.
Am I supposed to sing right now?
Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. Undo this hurt that you caused when you walked out the door and walked out of my life. Uncry these tears. Something like that.
Girl, that's the money shot right there.
Shania Twain. Okay. Any man of mine. All right. Well, here's where you get your entertainment value. here on the audio roast. This is gonna be good. I'm excited for this. Okay, are you ready?
So this is just gonna start at a random spot.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Go ahead and sing along and keep it going.
Even when I'm ugly, still better love me. I can be late for a date, that's fine, but you better be on time. When I'm out, it's just right. When last year's just a little too tight. And anything I say, that'll be okay when I had a bad hair day.
All right. We got a winner. We've got a winner. There we go. Man, that was good stuff, huh? Let's see here what we've got. Let me jump over here to the comments. Christopher, you watch it. Man, it's so good to see people having fun and letting loose, being okay with stepping out of their comfort zone a little bit. That's what makes this show so fun. I mean, you don't have. I've got a big right by the front door when you walk in. A big thing. I'll just read it to you if I can read them all. I try to remind the guests, you know, a few little things throughout the show, kind of thing. So it says, talk into your microphone, look into the camera, tell us something unique about yourself, tell your friends, family, fans about us. Here's the important one: don't worry about getting wrong answers. And here's the most important one: have fun. That's what we do. So I would say that you could definitely see everybody that was in that last clip was having a blast. So that just makes me feel so good, so happy to see people having a good time and allowing themselves, if I will. Man, my nose itches. To kind of let loose, you know, and have a good time. So I'm going to get my I think maybe my last refill. I don't know. Let's see here. Let's see what's on the old docket for today. Yeah, final break. Our last break before we come back, and we've got some more good stuff. So, you know, stick around. Recliner Wrestling Review. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Find us on YouTube, as well as Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and, you know, Gmail. Join your host, Jared and John, every Wednesday on YouTube. Yes, that's right. Recliner Wrestling Review is about to premiere Wednesday, January the 6th, only on YouTube. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm excited for this. So again, since we're, you know, peeking behind the curtain here on tonight's show, yeah, I'm doing a second podcast, a whole separate show. Like I mentioned at the top of the show or somewhere up there, me doing a podcast actually started with the idea of me doing a wrestling podcast. I'm a big wrestling fan as well. Anybody that's listened to my episode of the Unsung Dreamers podcast, episode number 38, I believe, knows that actually I was this close to quitting high school twice and going to wrestling school and becoming a professional wrestler myself. So it's something that's been a lifelong passion of mine, all the way from as far back in my childhood as I can remember. And so, yeah, so I know a lot about music, but there is nothing more that I feel more knowledgeable about, more educated on than professional wrestling. So me and my good buddy John, who he and I worked together while he was going to college here in Springfield, decided to finally pull the trigger on it, and we're doing our own podcast called Recliner Wrestling Review. So if you're a wrestling fan, or if you used to be a wrestling fan, give us a shot, man. It's not gonna be a live stream like what we're doing. We're gonna be kind of more of a traditional YouTube channel, to where we create content and upload it weekly, every Wednesday. And so we'll cover, we'll kind of go in depth with maybe a certain wrestler's career, or a certain pay-per-view, or a TV show of some sort, or a watch-along, or a top 10 list. We're going to do all kinds of fun stuff. That's kind of my MO, is to be creative and have fun with things, and kind of put our own unique spin on things. And that's the blood and guts, if you will, of what the podcast is all about. It's all about kind of what we would do differently. What would we do to make it better? That kind of thing. Putting our own spin on it. There's the old adage, armchair quarterback, and that's exactly what we're going to do, except for we'll be doing it in a recliner, hence Recliner Wrestling Review. So there's that. Now then, let me see what else is on the docket. Okay, so we've had some fun clips and stuff that we have put into compilations and stuff for tonight's show. Julie says, John's action figure collection. Yes, yes, yes. I tell you what, I promise you have no idea. Julia, I'm excited for you to be able to check out our show. And to go back to that, we have been taping because I've got this, man, it's almost overwhelming whenever you start something like this. Like, I'll never forget wanting to do the Audio Roast podcast. And in the middle of doing the very first episode, I'm like, man, this is so cool. This is so much fun. This is exactly what I thought it would be. And as soon as I hit end live stream or whatever, the second that ended, it was like this weight that came on me, like, oh my God, now I'm a content creator and I have to come up with something all the time, every week. And no stopping, no excuses, no nothing. Like it's all on me. So I was, and I feel like I've been able to carry that pretty well. However, I wanted to play it a little bit smarter on my second show, and to where we kind of had a little bit of a nest egg of episodes in the back catalog. That way, like for Christmas and that kind of stuff, if we needed to take off and weren't able to record, we would kind of have something to go to that we can, here's this week's show. And I literally set up all the social media, everything for that show all the way back in, I think May of this year. And that's how long this has been in the works for. So we've been recording for a couple months now. So I'm really looking forward to launching that. But my point to all that, the reason I say all that, stick around, Julia, because I'm hoping that I can convince John to give us even a somewhat of a tour of his setup there at his house. His entire basement is, flooded with action figures. So it's overwhelming. It's one of those things, like when you see it in real life, your jaw is just wide open. It's crazy. So let's see here. Christopher says, well, I'm sure I'm not speaking for myself here, but so glad you chose music. Hey, that's the thing, right? Like, it's not for everybody, and that's cool. So that's why I'm doing both, because they're both for me. So, all right. So here's something else that's for me. Speaking of, how's that for a transition? I wanted to kind of highlight some of my favorite clips before we wrap things up here tonight, and special moments and that kind of stuff. So if there's been a moment for you that was a special moment, or something that stuck out to you, made you feel something, whether it was really happy or made you laugh or it made you sad or emotional, or if it made you really mad, let me know. Tell me what. Elkie, shut up. Elkie says, drink times 20. If there's something like that, let me know in the comments. I would like to hear what some of your favorite moments have been, because I'm about to show you some of mine. This one was, you might say it was a little gratuitous. That's fine. But this was, again, if you listen to my episode of the Unsung Dreamers podcast, episode number 38, I believe, you would know that I come from a family of musicians on my dad's side. Like, my dad was a drummer, his brother, their mom, etc., etc., etc. And so there's always been this special bond between myself and my father. And so it was really cool to be able to have my dad, for our Father's Day episode. And so this is a little nostalgia for myself, and maybe you guys can relate to something like this, and that's why I chose to air this. So I just want to jump back over here and rewind back to this summer when we had our Father's Day episode. Yeah, the picture that you're talking about has got, I'll throw it up here at a later point, but yeah, so it looks like you've got a white sparkle kick drum, a white sparkle low tom, rack tom, and a red sparkle higher rack tom, and a blue sparkle snare.
Yeah, and a drum snare.
And yep. So there's a lot of sparkle going on. You can definitely tell it's the 60s.
Red,
but
white, and blue.
Yep. So what do you know? Whatever happened to any of those?
I think actually, didn't I donate those to you at one time? Seems like.
Well, I haven't seen the rest of that drum set. I've seen the snare drum, because you gave me that. That was what I ended up with as the first drum set. And like I said, I've never seen the white kick drum.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Probably long gone. Oh, hey, look at there. Yeah, cool, man. Red sparkle. I'll be darned. That's a. They got my. Looks like a bass boat, man.
Yeah, Daryl and John Isaacs.
That's cool.
On the MFA sticker that you use for your kick drum.
Yeah. Look at the sparkle, man. That's awesome. I'll be darned.
That is, so I've got a shop there. I've got all my music equipment, like all my speakers and stuff for Sunset Productions. That's my prized possession when you first walk in. That's one of the first things you see. So yeah, I've hung on to that and cherished that. Yeah, no, you gave me that, and you gave me the blue snare that's pictured in this picture. Like I said, I'll show it later. But and that and a hi-hat. And so I had a 3-piece drum set as my first drum set. And I'll never forget, I had it set up in the garage, and with only a 3-piece, there's not a lot you can do. You're pretty limited. So of course, the first song I learned that I'm like, okay, I've got everything I need to play this, was "We Will Rock You" by Queen. So that was the first song I ever learned to play on the second generation drum set that I got, and cool. I still have the hi-hat stand and stuff that you gave as well. So yeah, it's definitely stayed in good hands. So, and yeah, I definitely appreciate that you passed it down. So.
That's probably the beginning of your music career. Trying to teach you how to play the drums there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, so I talked about that on an episode of the Unsung Dreamers podcast when I was on their show, and they asked about whenever I first started playing, and I said I don't know, but I do remember sitting on Dad's lap and playing drums, and they were like, "Well, were you actually playing?" I'm like, "No, I was just hitting whatever I could actually reach." So yeah. So yeah, that was taken in Fayette, I guess, huh?
Yeah,
by Columbia.
Yeah, right.
Good stuff, man. So I'm curious to know if anybody has memories like that. Does anybody own maybe a guitar or something that they got from their dad or uncle or mom, or some relative or anything, or anything like that? Do you guys have that are musically inclined, or even if you're not? Do you guys have anything like that maybe somebody from your family or a close friend or something has given to you that you cherish like that? That was a really special moment for me. That's one of those things. That was a legit live reaction. My dad had no idea that I still owned that drum or anything that he had given to me musically. I actually had it hidden under the desk for the whole episode until that point, and he never saw it until I pulled it out there. So it was really cool to see his reaction to seeing that I actually cared about what he gave me, and that it meant something to me to hang on to it and to take good care of it, my gosh, I've had that for 25 years that he'd given that to me. So over that, actually. So yeah, it was really cool. It was a neat moment for me. So hopefully that maybe resonated with some of you and you're able to relate somehow. What I've got next, let's see here. Oh yeah. Our old buddy, Mr. Two-Time Tom. Hashtag Two-Time Tom. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Because he's been on the show 2 times. So this was when we first met Tom. Tom is not exactly and that's what's so funny about him being the only person to be on here twice, is the fact that being in front of a camera is not his thing. He'd rather be behind the scenes, whether it's running sound or doing lights or doing video production, all that kind of stuff. He's not a in front of the camera kind of guy. So the fact that he's been on twice is hysterical to me. Again, with the hiccups. So this is us introducing you to Tom and kind of giving you a little 411 on him, if you will. And by the way, Julia says, I need to watch this episode. That's so cool. It was very cool. And again, it was very special to me. So yeah. So let's out. Where's the... There we go. So let's check out this little clip from Tom Hembry. And getting to know my guests who have mostly been musicians. I have had people that are not musicians, but I like to try and showcase a little bit of the person that I'm interviewing in action, in their element.
Oh no!
So I
have no idea.
Well, here's the deal. If you only, you mentioned earlier, like, how much work did I put into this? This is where all the work went, because I had to dig so deep to find this.
No.
So Tom, I found a little piece of video of you in your element, and I'm dying to show the people.
Oh, no.
So let's take a
Is
look
there
at.
commenting behind this?
Oh, you can feel free to comment. There is some gold content right here, Tom. I'm gonna take you off the screen so it makes you a little more comfortable.
All right.
This is from a ways back. You're a little bit younger, but I did manage to dig up some dirt.
I'm hopping
Yep,
all
that's it.
around. I'm a pink bird. I'm walking
Yeah.
all around. Better drink some Wawa. But first your sister, and first your sister, and then your sister's sister, and then your
Yeah.
brother's sister. That's right.
See, I just got a text right there.
Yeah, oh, is that what it
Yeah,
was?
well, that's what happened in the writing and creation. I just gotten a text off camera. Somebody let me know.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, yeah. And see, again, went too far right here. Yep. See, yeah, I should.
That was absolutely the most fantastical thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no shimmying. I have to learn. No shimmying.
No shimming.
No shimmying.
Okay, so I did do a little actual digging, and it didn't take long because I actually had to take the picture myself. But there's Tom in his actual, in his state of euphoria. This is how he works. This is how a lot of people see him behind the scenes. They see the back of his head, and
State of
him.
focus.
Boy, that was hysterical to watch in person, because he was just cringing. If you could have seen the whole thing, he was absolutely. I mean, if he could have crawled under the desk, he would have, because, like I said, it's not his forte to want to be on camera and that kind of thing. So for me to feature him in a video, which he didn't know what I was going to play, I don't ever tell anybody hardly. Hey, I'm going to play this video clip of you. Like, I just do it, and I mean to tell you, man, he was dying before I even hit play. He was dying. He's like, oh, this is gonna be awful, and it was hysterical. So Tom, thanks for being a good sport, and thanks for supporting us, and being you, man. Appreciate it. Julia says, my dad left me his old guitar, bought in crappy shape in 1962 at a Wyoming pawn shop. Played a ton of honky tonks and campfires for decades. He let me borrow it when I started playing at 33. I got it refurbished when he left it to me after he died. Discovered that I had a 1951 Gibson ES 135 on my hands. It's gorgeous. Perfect token of our musical connection. Man, those things are so special and so precious. Like, there's something about having that kind of musical tie in common with somebody, a loved one or a relative or whatever, but to have something physical, to actually have something tangible to hold on to and to feel and to know that there's history behind. There's something to that, man. So, Julie, I'm glad to hear that you also have something like that that's relatable and special to you. That's really awesome. And yeah, there you go. Oh my God. But first your sister. All right. Let me mark some of this stuff off here. All right. So we're gonna kind of think about wrapping things up here, and but before I do, I would be so remiss if I didn't play what to me in the time that we've done this. My first episode was May 24th of 2020, and I would have to say probably the standout moment to me, the funniest one. I was doubled over in pain laughing in person, and again in making this and being forced to rewatch it, like forced. I mean to tell you, man, this is some funny stuff. So I won't even set it up. Just know that when you're here in the studio, it's important, like I said earlier, to talk into the microphone, to wear your headphones, to look in the camera and be cognizant of your surroundings. Because if you're not, I'm coming to get you. A certain surprise guest knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I don't know if he's ever gone back to listen to this. So Terry Jones, if you're still with us, this one is for you. Also, Elkie says touchdown. Just saying. It's probably the Packers. The Packers. All right. So here you go, Terry. Hands down, probably my favorite and the funniest moment to me so far in the Audio Roast podcast.
Okay, I'll stay. I'll start. Okay. First of all, is G5 high for you, bitch? Nah, sorry. But
This guy.
Actually, I love shaking.
I got something for your ass. Keep talking, bitch.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you want? Oh, you know what? We got to do some kind of dueling shit here, man. Seriously. But Shake a Leg is like, I still love that song, but Love Hungry Man, kind of, these both are kind of like filler tunes to me. But I think I've liked Love Hungry Man more than Shake a Leg. I mean,
I'm actually uncomfortable to sit here and talk about AC/DC and refer to like a G5. Like I don't know what the actual fuck we're talking about. like AC/DC.
Okay, that's highest. This is like Axel high. Okay, it's Axel high. That's it. G5 is like as high as Axel fucking goes and holds it. Okay. Brian Johnson and AC/DC doesn't actually go that high, but they do scream it, so you can't really tell what the fuck they're doing.
Okay. No, come to my show and fuck with me. I'm here to tell you.
Hey, I agree with you.
Oh, okay.
Except for I'm going to outdo your ass. You know what? We're going to Guns and fucking Roses.
Stop. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Holy shit. I'm going to so out Axel your ass. You just wait. You watch. Hey, you know what?
I can't breathe.
That's okay, Padawan. I will teach you the way.
Yeah, I'm not changing it. That's great. Oh my god, my fucking fat gut hurts. Okay, let's try it.
Where the fuck is this? You know, I seriously ordered. I thought I ordered some fucking crown because this is bullshit. Springfield sucks on his order bullshit, man.
I can't, you guys. I can't. Holy fuck. Okay.
Oh my god.
Before I forget, Ron Blair, Shake a Leg. Okay. Brian Betancourt says, "Love Hungry Man." Tara says, I gotta breathe. Just because most Shake a Leg is an octave, hardly is. Yeah, calm down over there. With your high ass notes. Just because most of Shake is an octave, hardly any cover band can do. I'm going with Shake. Okay, man, I'm really trying to focus. This is fucking throwing me so much. It is. Yeah.
You allowed me on your set, you dumb motherfucker, man.
Yeah, you're right. I'm the dumb motherfucker. You're right. You're right.
No, I love you. I love you, man.
I love you too. I do. I love you too, man. I do.
Hey, I ain't giving you no hug on fucking online. That ain't happening, man. But we'll, you know what? Maybe later. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so Terry, are you going Love Hungry Man or are you going Shake a Leg?
No, I think I'm gonna go Love Hungry Man. Because you know, I'm a Love Hungry Man. You know.
Oh God. I hope you guys have insurance on your phones because I'm sure you guys have dropped your phones from laughing. This is fucking amazing, and oh my God, you have no idea. You have no idea. Yeah. So yeah, Dan, where do you fall on this? Love Hungry Man or Shake a Leg?
Anyway, I'm gonna
It
do. I'm gonna do Shake a Leg.
Shake a Leg. All
I'm
right.
gonna do Shake a Leg. Just no big explanation. I'm going.
That's
shake
fair.
A leg.
Wait a minute. I don't know how I sound. What have you done, dude?
What are you
Do
talking
I
about?
sound like a squeaky Australian or
What
something?
are you talking about, Axel?
Going on
No, you're
here,
hitting all the
man?
right notes. You sound just like Axel. It's amazing.
You know what? This podcast is going to end, and we're going to have an issue.
Are we gonna have an issue?
Okay. Oh, you motherfucker!
You're in so much trouble.
I mean to tell you, man, that is some funny stuff. Yeah, so the drinks are flowing. I was loosened up. Dan was loosened up. Terry was loosened up. So we're drinking like sailors, cussing like sailors. Yeah. Man, I tell you what, that was so freaking funny. I've got one more clip here before we close it down. I thought I had this one downloaded, but I guess I don't. So I'm going to switch over here, hopefully. And let me do this. There we go. This is from our Disco 1977, I believe was the right year, episode. And this is a fun little story from Mr. Jason West. So let's check this out. If I can get this on the... I've got to unmute this. I want to make sure I get this right. All right, here we go.
I mean, I have never been. I mean, the only instrument that I can blow is the harmonica. You know, and you know, I've got a trombone. I had a trash man come by, and he had I don't know how he knew I was a musician, but he came by and hollered at me one day and said, "Hey, come on over here." I went over there, and you know, he was picking up my trash, and he says, "We're not supposed to do this, and I can't keep it because it's against the rules. But I've got this." He pulls out this case, and it's a brand new brass trombone. Look, I mean,
it wasn't rusty. It wasn't nothing. I'm glad you caught that. God, I'm so glad you caught that.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I like a
I'm done. I can't.
No, he said, "I'm gonna, you know, I hate to crush this in the trash truck, but you can have it." And I said, "Hell yeah, I'll take it," you know, and you know, I took it in, and I never did learn how to play that. You know,
Right.
My hands do it, my mouth doesn't.
So what you're saying is you suck, you don't blow.
Well, walk back to that.
Right. Oh man. All right. So let me close that now that I've gotten that taken care of, and get back over here to these comments. There we go. All right. Terry says, "I barely remember that until I watched it back." Did you just now see it, or did you actually go back and watch it shortly after the episode? Because man, I tell you what, I mean, I was crying. My stomach was literally in pain from laughing so hard. All my muscles that I haven't used in 100 years were being used from laughing so hard. So good stuff, man. All right. So it looks like If I can hit the right button. There we go. Looks like we're at the end of the show for tonight. So let me touch on a few things. There we go. Be sure to go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Hit all notifications. Be sure to like, comment, and share so you can stay tuned to all of our future stuff. Next week, come back and see us on January the 3rd as we do a Screen Queens episode with Kristen Dennar and Cassandra Carson. This is going to be a fun episode because it's going to be about female-fronted bands. Yeah. Had to hit that button. So it's one of those things. I'm really looking forward to getting to know Cassandra. Paul, her dad, was on a month or so ago. However many weeks ago, I don't know. It's so hard to keep up. But I'm looking forward to getting to know her a little bit. Same as I was able to get to know Paul here on the show. I've worked with him a little bit with Paralandra, because Kristen Dennar is just a sensational talent and person, and I'm really looking forward to seeing her cut loose, have some fun, play some games, do some good stuff. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's see here. Terry says, I went back the next day, I think, and watched it. Gotcha. Say it ain't so. It's so, sir. It is so. And great episode. Great job. Well, thank you so much, Christopher. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate you being here with us on this Sunday evening. Julia says, I'm going to have so much to say next week. Can't wait. Well, I'm excited for that. And this is, here's the thing. This is one of those episodes that once we do it, it is not a done topic. There's so much meat on the bone with female-fronted bands. It's one of those shows that we can revisit, and it'll be fresh. It'll be different. It'll be good stuff. Elkie says, funny drinking show. Thank you for bringing laughter to the end of this crappy 2020. Great show. Well, thank you so much. And Barb says, this is year in review. This year in review show is fabulous. Well, thank you so much, Barb. It's one of those things I would have liked to put a lot more work into it, but I just ran out of time. So I'm glad that you're enjoying what I was able to put together. And speaking of putting together, I want to go ahead and go to my final thoughts. This week, normally I just do final thoughts off the top of my head kind of thing and do it off the cuff. But this week I wrote it down because I have thoughts, and it's one of those things, once I hit end broadcast or end live stream, whatever you want to call it, I don't want to end and be like, oh, I should have said this. And I feel like I do that a lot. So I wanted to make sure that I say this. And I'm going to try to, be cool and not emotional. So if whatever, I'm going to try. I just want to say to all of you who tune in tonight and who have tuned in the past, for those of you who have been a part of the journey, I want to say thank you for believing in me and what we're doing here at the Audio Rose Podcast, and trying to better our community and to bring together our music community. We've got a lot of circles and stuff that I'm trying to do my part to reunite and make a lot of little circles one big circle. That's my ultimate goal here. So thank you for your constant support, your sharing of the page and the broadcasts and all the stuff that we do. As well as your kind words and the encouragement that you guys send to me, whether it's in comments, in private messages, and phone calls, in person. It means so much to me. This is a first for me in my life to get this much praise and appreciation. So thank you. It's new to me. Yeah, thanks for being a part of a better community. It's what we're doing here. So, I have got a little video that I've put together. Let me so this video is kind of a real quick rewind of all the shows that we've done. So if you've missed any shows, this will be a cool way for you to be able to see what some of the topics have been that you've missed and that kind of thing. So before we roll credits today, this is a little video showing all the different shows, all the different topics, in flyer format, if you will. We call them flyer. I call them flyers. It's just the graphic that you see online. Nobody flyers anymore. That's a whole nother episode. But anyway, please do know that times are hard for everybody right now. So may your love of music and your cup of coffee be strong, but your sense of humor be even stronger. Don't go anywhere. Stick around and watch this little video, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Real quick, I just want to say thank you so much, because without you, there is no this. Without you, there is no us. A big thank you for those for believing in me. Thank you, Joshua Poole, for helping me produce the show and button push. Thank you to all of my sponsors. Just One More, Springfield Music, and Classic Rock Coffee and The Riff. We'll see you next week at 5.